So, on to our recap. In our last session, the party spent a day away from each other. They went off in their own directions, finding their own roads in life, trying to discover who they were and what they were in this world and what they meant to each other. Cayenne wandered into the forest at a blazing fast pace, saying, "Fuck this shit, I want to go spend some time in nature." She ended back up at the area of conflict and met up with the druid there and got to talk to a tree. Kind of had a spiritual journey throughout the day and night and eventually found her way back. Mongo went and did Mongo things. Researched, asked about his hat, asked about being a wizard, and
realize he doesn't know shit.
And came up with a glorious idea to basically strap an explosive device to a cow and feed it to the bullet. Yet the party doesn't know about this yet.
Oh, I've got a great name for it, too.
Augie traveled to the forge, was derailed, and soon dragged to a fighter's guild, where she discovered a little bit about the stone that she had acquired. A rune. She went on a bit of a spirit quest or astronomical quest. Nikolai traveled the city, contemplating the mistakes that he made of nearly killing his family, or gleefully excited about how damn near he did it. As he traveled the city, he discovered an underground Tinkerers Guild, more or less, a wee people's Tinkerers Guild, and got a bit of direction on how to make things and cause more problems for the family. I mean, more inspiration for his ideas.
You found the Little League.
Yeah. Yeah. Lastly, that brings us to Scabbard. Scabbard walked around and basically did nothing.
Well then.
Got scared by a knoll. Jeez.
Scabbard traveled out to the mines, investigating the situation that they would have to deal with, talked to a few people, got terrified of the prospect of having to drink alcohol, and ran with his tail between his legs back to the city, and shared his findings with the rest of the family. This is in part where we left off, with the family reuniting within the tavern, eventually finding their way up to the room and discussing the intricacies of their oddness and plans. They discussed this throughout the entire night, sharing ideas back and forth, eventually passing out over a mini meal. Wow, I'm already dipping right into the Munchkin Tabaxi. And we're going to pick up the next morning as everybody comes to, waking up in the shared rooms. All right, we're switching over. Where's everyone? Everybody, you're on camera. Talk.
Oh, fuck.
My camera again. Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
Well, I mean, Nikolai will do what Nikolai does. It gets up, and he'll get right back to work on one of his machines.
You look over a little bit, and you see Nikolai doing his usual. But in a weird twist of things, you see the grasshopper he designed there, occasionally handing him a wrench or a piece of tool or gear or something.
I thought it was a mantis.
Yeah, the mantis.
Just a piece of a tool.
It is
Where the
weak.
rest of the tool went.
Ate it.
Even the mantis needs a snack. But yes, table is yours.
So this time, I'm going to weaponize my mantis.
Roll some tinkering checks there.
Let's see that.
Seeing Nikolai doing what he does best, Cayenne will have heard her stomach growl, one of her many, and probably go to get some food.
All right. You see Cayenne probably giving her usual look to the situation and start heading for the door.
Probably do my morning stretches and make my way downstairs for breakfast after a clean up.
Okay.
2 checks, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One go.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Augie, breakfast too?
Excuse you? Augie is going to do her normal thing of taking 3 baths a day, and she's going to head to the bath first. Just strip down fully nude, walk in, and just relax. And then about an hour later, she'll head down for breakfast.
The rest of the family is probably done eating at that point.
I'll be tinkering with my homunculus for a little bit.
Okay.
So my checks are 12 and a 19.
All right. You start kind of coaxing the little thing over, and it kind of just, has a little bit of a quirky personality.
Okay.
And, Augie, you walk out of the bathroom and you see him tinkering with this mantis, and you see him kind of like putting almost looks like the Cobalt rocket launcher, but miniaturized on this thing.
You know what, Nikolai? Just make sure it doesn't blow me up. I'd like to have a nice, quiet morning.
And I will set up a little target. The things I wanted to do was weaponize him, so I'll give him like a little bit of a arm cannon or whatever, I guess. And I'm gonna try to. Would I have any more of the gunpowder left? Oh god.
High or low?
Let's do high.
Oh, guess who got the first one of the night?
I don't have any more gunpowder left.
Oh.
Dang it. Okay. Well, that'll have to be for later on. I was going to make little explosive bolts, but I'll get my homunculus to practice shooting a little target.
It's shooting off like little fine toothpicks, and every time it fires off a shot, it kind of bounces a little bit from the concussive force of it for its size. But you do find yourself happy with it, and are you going to wander downstairs for food?
Oh, yeah, once I've got done and it works, and he seems to be able to handle it. So yeah, want to make sure I was able to figure out the repeating shot thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eventually, you all do find yourselves downstairs for breakfast. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll bring my target and my little praying mantis with me and set it on the table and show my family what he can do.
Okay. As you're all sitting there just casually eating breakfast, you see Nikolai climb up on the table from his little gyrosphere of destruction. And he climbs out and he sets the praying mantis down, and you see this thing has been modified.
That didn't take long.
And you see a little round target made from a cheese wheel.
And I put it right in front of Mongo.
I stepped to the side.
He can shoot things. Watch.
You step to the side on the bench away from this thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm out of the line of fire.
All right. Oh, please don't let me roll a 1. Oh, that dice just went wildly. You see it, it kind of tries to line it up, and it's just kind of looking back at its creator, and it fires off. You see these toothpicks fire out of it. Almost, it's flashbacks to when he created something, his ballista. And you see one toothpick stick in, another one sticks into the cup right next to you, and the other one sticks into the table itself.
He'll never run out of ammunition. It's so cool.
It's really interesting.
I take the toothpicks out of the table
She
and the
yells,
cup and mend them.
oh wait, are they downstairs for breakfast already? Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite the unique little thing you made there, Nikolai.
Thank you.
How'd you get him to do that?
I go into the details in the extreme, as verbose as I possibly can.
No. Oh no.
I use my diagrams and everything, and I point to, I explain every little bit, every little tiny bit.
Should I tell him how to make it worse?
No.
Okay.
So, as you guys are having breakfast, you can do a perception for me if you want.
19.
Almost oblivious.
I might be too distracted.
Little
right now.
cocked.
That's a 1.
19.
19. What'd you get, Augie?
I got a.
What the heck?
I had a-
Lordy Lou.
That was a squawk.
I got a. I lost my die. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Where's my die?
But,
No,
yeah.
I usually have it right here next to my phone, but it was behind my keyboard, so I couldn't see it.
That was a whopping massive 1.
So if you make dice,
Also
does
a
that mean
19.
you're dying?
Okay. What'd you get, Nikolai?
8.
8? You're kind of fidgeting with this little thing, and you pat it on the head, and it actually fires off a shot, and you're just like instantly hit right between two of your scales with the shot.
Ow!
It's almost like a splinter at high velocity.
I don't know if you've ever been hit by something like that. That shit hurts. I want to just pluck it out and be like, what the hell?
Actually, at this point, it would have disappeared because it's magical.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what was that?
Oh god.
Why?
It's like magically created.
Magic curated death darts.
Why you do this to me?
Did it hurt?
Yes, that fucking hurt.
Awesome! It works perfectly.
Mine.
It's like
And
That's
I mean,
awesome
I'm
that you
sorry
hit
it
your
hurt,
brother.
but the fact that it does hurt is what it's supposed to do. I wasn't trying to test it on you.
Just a happy accident.
It's
It's a
a-
happy accident.
It's
yes.
fine, it's fine. It's still kind of
I will
cool.
tinker him to make it less hairline trigger, I guess. So like, it doesn't accidentally go off again.
So it doesn't go off again. yet.
Accidentally go off again.
Okay.
I will stiffen the trigger a little bit.
Stiffen the trigger. Oh my god.
Make it a little less premature there.
Do I get to roll?
Roll a tinkering check, please.
Come on, 1.
Come on, 1.
Damn, it's not a 1.
So,
Trying to kill the party?
Dude, it would be funny.
so those that are more perceptive, you kind of brush off the antics as the two Tinker boys are just causing their usual mischief amongst each other. And you see a rather large orc come walking in. And he walks straight over to the bartender, calls them over and speaks to them. You can't really hear what they're saying. The bartender, for once, actually leaves the bar and heads to a back room you've never seen him do. And the orc stands there and waits, and it's a very, very elegantly dressed orc. Few jingly earrings, a very nice vest, very nice pants. They have like all the bandolier of all these different scrolls. And they just have this massive like war axe, and they just set it on the table. Pretty soon you actually see the proprietor of the actual tavern come in that you've never seen before. And it's a high elf, and she walks over and she talks to the orc. And the orc just reaches down, reaches into his vest, sets down a bag of coin and slides it over. And she picks it up, nods a little bit, and she whistles, and it gets everybody's attention. And you guys got the attention out too.
Okay.
And-
Where this whistle came from.
Yeah, you look over and you see the high elf and the orc. And she's like, "Pardon me, we are closing for the day. Except for you, sitting at the table there. You are here to stay."
Pointing at.
You guys,
Point at myself.
yeah. And you see
Do
everybody
it.
in the tavern get up and just file out.
I don't like
Wasn't
when
me.
And-
In the commotion, is there anywhere I can run and hide?
Roll a stealth.
I'll continue watching, but continue eating as I do so.
Probably the same, which is like a comically large like leg of mutton.
just
I set my hammer on the table.
I will try to.
7.
the orc just looks at you, and as soon as you start to move from the table, you're just like up. And you sit right back down.
Well, on the sly, try to get into my little machine.
Roll a Roll a stealth there.
14.
You kind of start to go in that direction, and you, right as you're about to get to it, a blade hits the table, blocking your path between you and the little thing.
As a reaction, can I strike the blade with my hammer?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Poor little
Okay, listen
Nikolai.
here. We have no idea who you are, and you're already attacking one of my brothers. Could you just explain what is going on? Or kindly piss off?
The blade goes up into the air as you bat it away, and it just kind of floats there, almost like a feather, and then it kind of swirls a bit, and it goes back out the front door. And you see this this goblin walk in, and he's wearing a hood over his head. He's got an elegant robe on, and he's wearing a masquerade mask. And he catches the blade, and he tucks it away in his jacket. And then they step aside, and the orc just kind of leans on the bar. And you see another goblin come in, and she's got this massive hat on and comes up to a point. She's just very elegantly dressed, and she's got these big, giant, thick Coke bottle glasses. And she's moving at a snail's pace into the bar. And she's got a cane, and she's just walking along. And you can see a bunch of bobbins dragging behind her on the ground, making all sorts of noise. And the orc is just sitting there, and he's just watching her, and he looks to the party. And about 15 minutes pass, and she eventually gets to the table. And the orc walks over, very gently grabs her at the hips, picks her up, and sets her up on the chair. And she just adjusts her glasses, and you can see her eyes look massive, and she just looks around at you guys, and she's like, this is it?
What's going on?
You're the proprietors of the contract for my jerry can?
What jerry can?
A jerry can's that contract that you picked up for the cat, right? The missing cat?
Take it out. And as you look at it, the orc he's standing right over you, Mongo. He's like, he looks over and he just nods. And she's like, note this. Disappointment. And the orc makes a note.
Hello there.
So you're jerry can?
No.
Seem to have us at a bit of a disadvantage. I don't believe introductions have been made just yet. You seem to know who we are.
Madame Maid Varpole, the mother of Jerry Can.
Oh.
He didn't come home for his birthday a few days ago, and I'm wondering why you haven't found him. This makes me quite disappointed and sad.
Well, at the loss of one son, I can understand that. Family is quite important.
The orc just stands there.
You're supposed to look for somebody in jerry can.
As far as I'm aware.
You grab another contract, not else.
No.
She's like,
You need to stop picking things up at random.
It wasn't me! Deal with that part later.
and you kind of see this coin just floating around her a bit, and she just kind of pushes it off a little bit. She's like, look, I prize my child Jerry Can. He didn't come home for his birthday.
So you're asking us to find him?
If you find him and he's in one piece and alive, I will double the contract.
What contract?
No, Mongo.
I thought that was for a lost
I have
cat.
this right, if I'm understanding these idiots. Do you want us to find a cat?
No.
No.
No, I believe young Mr. Jerry can, when looking for his cat, if I'm reading things properly.
Ah,
Yes.
so we're looking for a young goblin that went looking for a cat.
He's 110 years old.
Okay, we're looking for a small goblin that went looking for a cat. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get my facts straight here. Why all of the entourage?
A class citizen like you wouldn't understand class. She adjusts her glasses, and they're attached to like a gold chain.
So, you have an entourage because you have money, I see. Anyhow, do you have any information on for us where Jerry Can may be?
The orc sets down a scroll, unrolls it, and it's a drawn picture of Jerry Can.
Okay. So it's
Pick
a
up
picture
the
of him.
Scroll.
It breaks my heart he didn't come home. He's never missed a birthday party.
Do you happen to have something of Jerry Can's?
She kind of motions and the coin comes to her and she kind of turns the coin a little bit and opens it up. And she reaches into almost like thin air and you see her hand disappear. And she takes out a teddy bear.
Do you mind if I see that quickly?
She hands it over to
I want to inspect this and see what I can learn from it.
you. Okay. You hurt that. They hurt you.
Understandable.
That's fair.
I'm gonna see if I can't like catch some type of scent or unique like a mark or something to it, or even something that'll give me a little bit of idea that might help with tracking places.
You wouldn't happen to know some of his favorite places to go, where he might kind of lose track of the day?
Like a leaf on the wind.
What did you
Oh.
want me to roll for that, by the way?
Survival.
23.
23. You pick up the scent and it's kind of like a odd goblin scent, but mixed with like almost like perfume or like, you know, cologne or something. You get a little bit of like some ink smell and possibly some component smells from it.
Looking around at it and hand it back gently, carefully, and respectfully.
She takes it and she puts it back in the space and the coin closes.
I'm gonna try and memorize this sense.
Roll a wisdom!
That's not too great.
Oh boy,
That's a 12.
your hound dog has issues.
That would be a 12.
You think you got more or less the idea of it.
At least our hand dog isn't crying all the time.
Your contract was to find Jerry Can's invisible cat.
Well, from what my understanding is that the cat, he comes in every now and again and either constantly loses the cat or nobody believes the cat exists.
You've
And you want
never
us to go
had an
find Jerry
invisible
Can.
cat before?
Not to the best of my knowledge, no.
Pity.
And you want us to go find Jerry.
Yes.
Okay. And so you'll double the price on what contract?
The one that he holds.
Oh, okay.
If you find my son and he is dead, bring me the head of what did it.
Okay.
Pray, though, that I might have you killed, but I will resurrect you.
Why would you kill us?
The orc finally speaks. She's a mother and she lost her child.
It wasn't us that did it.
And you hear the other goblin just laugh at it.
Unless he was one of the.
Shut up.
What?
Shut up. I'll explain later. Just shut
Nikolai
up.
getting us into trouble again.
What?
The one goblin with the masquerade mask moves over and whispers something to her. And she just looks directly at you. She's like, "Speak up."
Oh fuck! They told me not to. I'm confused.
You will speak up, or I will flay you.
Okay, I will speak up. So, well, I was just thinking. We fought a bunch of zombies in the forest. Unless Jerry Can was one of those zombies.
Okay, and Scab, you can do a nature.
Can I look at the drawing to see if any of them look familiar?
Do an investigation.
That's
17.
the 23.
We weren't looking for a goblin.
Nat 20.
Natural 20.
I'm going to use a single finger and I'm going to donk Nikolai on the head.
You guys look
If
to
it
each
was
other
a
and
zombie,
you kind of
it very well couldn't be this Jerry Can, could it?
you think it over a little bit. Of all the zombies you saw, none of them even remotely look like a goblin. They all look humanoid in nature and tall.
Well, I don't think any of them could have possibly been a zombie. There were no goblin zombies out there.
Okay.
Just mostly
Mungo,
like
you most
large-
definitely are like, there was no fucking Jerry Can out there, thank God.
Okay, so no, it wasn't us. So why would you kill us?
Grief of lost one's love.
But
Kind of.
it wasn't us.
It makes people crazy. Now hush.
She hands over the amended contract. And the big orc just comes over, picks her up, sets her down, and she starts walking towards the door as slow as always. And she's like, and she just, as she's walking, she's like, "Don't fail me. I know your faces." And as she heads out, the orc follows her, and the goblin walks out. He's like, "Yeah, if you fail her, I can't wait to wear them."
Brilliant.
Well, that's a bit terrifying.
Charming, isn't she?
And why
Point
do we
made.
keep taking contracts again?
This was one we grabbed before we knew better.
Hey.
I didn't touch it. I haven't touched a single contract.
Kai and I, at this point, have just resolved never to go to the Hunter's Guild to pick up contracts.
Never to touch
We're either going
anything
to
with
die,
anything
or we're not going to know
Hunter's
the
Guild
details.
related.
Well, as we now know, guilty by association.
Eventually, the
Sounds like we should sever ties then.
the owner comes in, and
Ow.
you see all the patrons eventually come back in, and the music riles back up.
That was weird.
Indeed.
Continues eating.
Are you glaring at your siblings?
Yes,
At this point, probably just
specifically
crunching on
Nikolai
What did I do?
for speaking.
He's the one that grabbed the contract.
No, actually, I'm going to grab his contract. But we have it, so.
It was him.
Ah, of course.
Yeah,
Yep.
the smug little kobold over there.
The about to be bruised kobold over there.
The about to be bullet food.
And the
No, he
absolute
can't carry
agent
the
of
payload.
chaos.
So, what table is yours?
What does the new contract say?
It's an amendment to find Jerry Can.
Okay.
We find him alive and bring him back, still alive. She pays double.
If he's dead, we have to find out what killed him.
And then kill it. For them, or whoever. Fucking fantastic. New family rule. No touching contracts, no reading them, no nothing, until we all vote.
Agreed.
All in
Switch.
favor?
As which my vote
Agreed.
will always be no.
Always be no.
Okay, so... Alright, I do remember something. I don't remember if it was player knowledge or not. The Jerry Can was hanging out in the mines near the bullet.
That was not player knowledge. That was actual character
Okay.
knowledge.
Do I need to roll something to find out if Mongo remembers that?
Do a wisdom if you want.
I do have Jerry Can's scent memorized from that little teddy bear. I may be able to track them with that.
Wisdom, modified 20.
Modified 20. The encounter with Jerry Can's mother was quite sobering to you, Mongo. Even though you've had no alcohol, it was quite sobering to you, and you just instantly clarify your brain of the details. That possibly Jerry Can was more or less probably trying to help with the situation.
So if I remember things right, and I like to think that I am, solving the bullet problem and finding Jerry Can might just actually be about the same problem.
Looks that way.
Well then. Okay. Well, do I recognize the scent, by the way, being around the mines?
Well, it's survival at disadvantage. Or actually nature.
Nature?
What are the rest of you doing? I know you're pissed off at this place.
Well, it would have been an 18, but now it's a 12.
12?
Yep.
You're like, might have been. Kind of clicks here. Might have.
So, anybody got an idea on how to defeat the bullet?
I'm going to hit it with a hammer. That's my idea.
Mongo?
I don't like it.
What's with that look
I just
on
have
your
to
face?
stab it.
I have another terrible idea,
Oh,
but
no.
we're saying it right here is not the best idea.
Oh.
Hmm.
The bar is empty.
No, all the patrons
So-
came back in.
No, they just came back in after a while.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah.
Apologize.
All of our stuff is upstairs. We may as well go back up there.
Start heading back upstairs. Grab a couple of things to munch on the way.
Just gonna finish chewing on the bone of the muttons until there's like nothing there.
Some more crackers, nuts.
Cayenne will just
Cheese in
go
the
back up
pockets.
empty-handed.
Actually, you're going up empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Arms crossed, probably.
Oh, she's that mad.
Yeah.
You're getting the arms crossed treatment.
Oh, shit.
Hey, I want you to do a investigation for me there.
Okie dokie. $24.
As you're gathering up things to put them in your pocket, you pause for a moment, and you go over to your little machine, and you realize that you actually had put a little storage container in there for whatever you want. And you just kind of open the little latch and just start filling it full of food and just close it.
Well, kind of like relatively shelf-stable stuff, you know?
Yeah, I figured as much, but
So what you're trying to tell me is that his little mechanical praying mantis has some junk in the trunk?
not the praying mantis, his little gyrosphere.
Oh, his
Yeah.
gyrosphere has some
Okay.
junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
Cool. For more little crackers and nuts and pieces of cheese in there.
I suppose his gyrosphere having junk in the trunk is better than the praying mantis having junk in the trunk.
He's gonna pray, man. It's like this big.
So, you find yourselves back upstairs to the room. You can probably feel the heat simmering off of Cayenne.
Oh yeah, I'm getting somewhat comfy far away from her.
Before I forget, there's a 10 on my tinkering to adjust the trigger so that, you know, a bump
Yeah.
on the praying mantis doesn't shoot off.
It seems fairly stable.
Okay.
So, my bad idea. Cayenne, I'm going to preposition this by apologizing first. You're not going to like this idea, and I understand that you're already quite upset.
I'm waiting.
Hopefully we can
Explanation.
figure out a better way.
That's like quit the word salad and just say the words.
Yeah. But you remember that little thing that we cooked up to deal with the bandit problem?
The explosive ballista bolt.
Yes.
Or technically javelin.
More or less a variation on that.
I don't have any more gunpowder or anything.
Can we procure some more?
Maybe.
Hopefully. Because we know that the bullet loves to eat and will dine on just about anything.
Yeah.
So all we have to do is just make another one of those, put it on something, and just have it walk right out there, let the bullet eat it, and boom! From the inside out. Might not kill the sucker, but it might at least give it some internal bleeding. And make it a little bit easier, you know, a few less stabs and hammer hits to end it properly.
Strap a bomb to a cow or something.
More or less, yes, a kamikaze.
A cow macaws. God.
Okay, I'm not even talking to Mongo at this time. I'm talking to you, Tom. Bad. I hate it.
Really? That big old smile and you hate it, huh?
It's
I hate
not entirely a bad idea, but
That's a great idea, but I hate
where are we gonna get a cow that someone's willing to give up? I mean, there's not exactly just wild cows wandering about.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to
Or
be a
you just
cow, just
buy
any thing, any critter large enough to carry what we need it to and spawn enough to just sacrifice itself and walk right into the
You
jaws
can
of
roll
certain
a,
death.
nature
Your
for
Mongo
me.
buddy.
And you,
It's not sacrificing yourself.
Scav, roll nature as well.
17.
We're sacrificing.
Based off of your past experiences,
Old enough, it might not mind.
you could probably go out to the farmlands and find a very sickly cow. Or an elderly cow.
Or a bull, or a mule, or anything.
24.
Even with Ozzy.
24. And you kind of come up with this really dumb idea because you remember some things about the that was shared about the bullet. You're like, we can make you come up possibly with the idea that you can make the cow smell like a halfling or a gnome.
It's a very terrible idea, but I do have an idea nonetheless. It's gonna be really weird and awkward for everybody involved.
That seems to be pretty fucking on brand when it comes to our plans.
Do you remember if whether or not that ice potion you have can be opened?
Usually one opens it when I want to use it by breaking the glass.
Yeah, I think that it's
I may be able to make some arrows with a little bit of glass vials and put little bits of that ice potion in there. But I may also be able to use some of it to make it's kind of like a concoction of sorts that can be used on top of whatever we're using, whatever animal or poor bastard we find. But the other part of that would involve collecting essentially more or less samples from the specific creatures that we would need to lure out said bullet. More or less, probably the urine of dwarves and gnomes and such to coat the animal in order to draw it out.
Not it.
not it.
So let me get this right.
Have fun,
You're
Scav.
adding on to my terrible idea
With the
by
terrible
having a
idea.
bunch of dwarves, gnomes, and other short folk piss horrid.
The scent should be more than enough to draw out the bullets.
Oh my god, we're
It's a terrible idea, but it's the most likely to work.
Thank you for volunteering, Scav.
You can share what you no.
Oh, Christ.
I agree with Cayenne here. Thank you for volunteering, Scott.
I can't
But
believe
this is why
I
people
have a
drink.
proposition for all the family. Whoever makes the idea is the one who carries it out.
My idea was not to have been pissed.
I'm happy to help Mongo with his idea.
You see, the great part about that, Cayenne, is you and I... Sorry, over here. You and I usually have decent ideas that we're already planning on carrying out ourselves.
Hmm?
It's just these three that have the brilliant ideas that require our help rather than them doing it.
Okay, now look, I'll admit that the part about making it smell like the bullet's favorite food is great, but couldn't we just buy like one of their shirts or something? What does it have to be piss?
Certain scents actually attract or repel certain creatures.
Couldn't you just get blood instead?
Oh my
Is that really better?
Yeah, is that really better, sisters?
Just
Why do we have to
just-
cover bodily
I
fluid?
have an idea. Just make a dwarf and well, no, not dwarf. Make a gnome. Make a halfling mad. Make them fight. One of them is gonna lose blood some way, right?
Oh my gosh.
Just saying. You get them drunk, you make them fight. Blood collection.
It literally just popped into my head. The gnomish sweatsuit challenge.
Oh, God, no. That's brilliant. It would work, but also no.
I had to chime in as a terrible GM there.
You know,
Oh god, it's gonna get worse, isn't it?
actually, this might work. More than likely, there must be some sort of, essentially a death hall within the city. I'm sure if we ask nicely, we may be able to borrow a corpse.
Borrow a corpse. Borrow a corpse.
Now who's
It
gonna
would be
smack
for-
Scav?
It will be for a good cause.
No.
Would you
She's gonna
care to
not smack it.
explain
She's just gonna
that?
close
What
fist
are we
right on
gonna-
top of his head.
What are we gonna do
We
with the
could
corpse?
find a dead dwarf or a dead
You can
gnome
roll a
or
strength
halfling
there,
or
Augie.
something. And from there, we can go ahead and use
No.
I don't like where this is going either. I might just... Okay, that's a 26.
As you start to dig yourself deeper, you feel Augie's fist just come down and smash you flat into the ground.
Thank you.
For a
So
moment,
it
the
appears
shards
that
are.
Scav has stopped coming up with brilliant ideas. Does anybody have any others?
For a few moments, the shards stay where his head was, and they eventually float down to where he now is.
So for a brief moment, Scav was bald. Like his head was completely bald.
Almost.
Whatever
Just a free
little
floating
horns
shards.
were sticking out that are still attached to him. Anything else that's
Yeah, just
loose
build
was just
up-
there for a second.
Good boy. So, am I or am I not building another bomb?
That's the part he gets excited about. Okay,
Well, I don't have to deal with getting urine or blood, so I can build a bomb. I've done
I'm
it.
still thinking
several
a
times
shirt would
already.
probably be perfectly acceptable, but we'll get to that.
Is your
part
tail
later.
at a crook now?
Uh-huh.
At the thought of building a bomb?
Yeah, sounds like fun.
You can improve on the plans.
Yes.
Oh lord. Okay, so the way that I only figured it, not the piss part or the other
Hey,
bodily fluids.
Go ahead and roll me a
I
tinkering
had
check.
an idea with the bodily fluids that's not nearly as gross. Couldn't you go to like a cleric? Like, isn't there such thing as using leeches for like blood withdrawal and stuff? Maybe we could. Someone could nicely ask
23.
the cleric or the
Roll an intelligence
doctor
check for me,
if we could have possibly like a vial or two of gnome and or halfling blood. Could offer payment too to help with the clinic too.
And to keep it quiet.
Yes,
Intelligence, you said?
that's at least the cleanest way I can think of.
Yeah.
Close to something.
Oh god.
So
A clothing drive. No. Hear me out. Because you guys said that
13.
13.
obviously their used clothing would have their scent on them.
Very true.
So, we tell them, hey, we want your used clothing, no questions asked, but it has to be from dwarves to halflings. And no, actually, let's nix the dwarves. They're a little bit too big, and that would get more questions. Gnomes and halflings are about the same size, though, so we could say it's a drive for gnomes and halflings. Get used clothes, toss them on whatever soon-to-be carcass that we are feeding to this bullet, and that way,
How large
we don't have
are
to go
gnomes
for any blood.
in comparison to my
We don't have to
Mongo?
get anybody into a fight. We don't have to piss on things! And we're good.
Somewhat comparable.
I mean, that
Approximate, same size?
Augie, that may work, except we're already been here, what, 4 or 5 days now? When we first picked up that contract. And what's her name did say that Jerry Can's like 100 plus years old. So maybe we don't have time to do a whole clothing drive.
Augie, as you're talking to the group, you see Nikolai walk over and he pulls out his little measuring tape and he starts measuring your breastplate that's resting there on the ground.
Get away from that! I don't want you anywhere near it.
And you get the idea to basically improve on the bomb by putting a breastplate over, say, a cow, and a second breastplate over it and fill it full of all the explosive stuff. Basically making the cow a walking landmine.
Yeah, I was just taking measurements. I'm not going to touch your stuff. Well, not going to do anything to your stuff.
The last time you touched my stuff, I remember my stuff being broken afterward.
Not doing anything to your stuff. I was just taking measurements. You're about
You
as
know
big
what?
as a cow.
Oh!
Excuse you!
Oh, God.
What?
Okay, let me change the subject really quickly before you get hit. Gnomes are about the same size I am, yeah? Give or take?
Yep.
So all I have to do, really, in theory, is just go to a used clothes store and buy me a new shirt.
Do a wisdom there, buddy.
18.
As you do the quotation marks, you just remember precipitation, and they're probably cleaned.
Fuck. You know what this... You mentioned above tiny folk, yeah?
Yeah.
We're going there, and we're going to... Well, lie.
Lie about what?
We're going to find a gnome. I'm assuming that there were some gnomes there, or other...
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him he's got a really great shirt on, and try to buy it off of him.
You can do that.
God, this idea has just gone downhill, I'll be honest.
That's your idea, buddy. It has been
I
voted
didn't
that if you
expect
come
the
up with an
entire
idea.
thing just to left field, but that's what I expect from this group. I literally expect just concepts just go to left field. What are you doing, Cayenne?
Cayenne's just listening to all this. Yeah, she's just sitting there.
So am I building a bomb?
Well, obviously that's gonna be our
Yes.
main purpose.
Okay, I start drawing.
Do tinkering.
I can head to the
Make
magic
sure it doesn't
shop.
blow up this time.
I can head to the magic shop, try to get some more of the potions to go inside of it. Nikolai, once he's done drawing, can try to procure some more of the gunpowder.
I had an idea.
Oh god.
No, seriously.
What are you doing, Cayenne?
I'm gonna be
We're going
feeding
integrating
some of
your
my
freeze potion with the bomb.
mushrooms, just some of the dried meat that I have in my packs.
Because that way, if it doesn't kill
and
it,
then probably
it freezes it solid. Can't move nowhere.
go downstairs and go outside to the smoke deck
Is that how
patio
it
area they
works?
had at the tavern.
Make a nice
Think
big
so?
smoke.
Let's find out
No,
first. I
just
don't want to.
read over my book over.
Well, didn't
the
Pulse
circle
say
of
she doesn't really
spores.
know?
Okay.
She said that. Sorry.
As you guys are talking back and forth, you just hear the door close and Cayenne is no longer there.
It's 19 on my degree.
Well, I guess I can go and buy supplies to make some more arrows, some special arrows, perhaps.
And
Can't you just
Augie,
buy some arrows?
I have an idea.
Nikolai, you finish your plans. Your past perception's enough for this. You look over at the plans and you see that he's basically rigging up breastplates to blow up for the shell of this IDE. This bomb idea.
Oh God, we're making an Irish cow bomb. I don't know how to feel about this. When did we become terrorists?
The minute you became a
When
D&D
weren't
player.
we?
Terrible.
Tom, Mongo's a cat. He's automatically a terrorist.
It's not wrong. It really is not wrong.
Hands up.
Yeah, I'm designing this rig for the cow bomb actually so that it can be adjusted for bigger or smaller creatures.
Yep.
Because I don't know exactly what we're getting. I don't know how big of a cow we're getting. If we're getting a cow.
Yeah, you head out to this smoke deck successfully, and you start going through your book. The thoughts about what your family is planning to do. But you do have the knowledge that when you do go down to the farmlands, you would be the ideal person to pick out, like, well, that's not long for this world, let's use that one. At least it'll be useful.
Where would I be able to go to pick up like something? It'll be like a, hey, this is an introduction to woodworking and fletching and such.
What you're gonna do that for? Make arrows?
I want to try and make some arrows, but I want to find some glass vials that I could put in place of arrow tips.
Doing a wisdom check for me. Augie, what are you doing? Besides crying yourself to sleep over the plan.
23.
23? Probably the Hunter's Guild.
I'm
No.
actually going to I was thinking I would go with Mongo's idea of going around trying to buy a shirt off somebody. But I'm gonna go to the priests and the doctors, like Cayenne was suggesting instead, and ask discreetly if they have any vials of gnome, halfling, or dwarf blood.
Okay,
Oh, God.
do an investigation for me. Mongo, where are you going?
What the hell?
Seems about right.
I'll be meeting Basement Cat soon.
10. Augie, you head out, and you just kind of start wandering around, and eventually you do come to a temple.
Okay.
Do you head inside?
Yes.
Okay. You head into the temple, and you're, it's a rather quiet temple, and you're approached by someone, and they're like, greetings.
Bow my head. Salutations. This is going to be a very odd question, and I do need to be discreet about it.
They look around, and there's nobody in the temple. Speak freely.
Brilliant. So, we are after a bullet, and we have found out that its favorite meal is apparently halflings, or gnomes, or dwarves. And here comes the odd part. My party is wondering if you would be able to part with vials of blood from any of those three races. Again, I know it's a very strange question, and I'm Sorry. I don't mean to put you out. I don't mean
Just
to be
imagine
odd
it
here.
was like,
Augie,
But is that a possibility?
do a perception for me.
kinda, that's where that was going.
10.
As you're standing there and you're talking to this, you look down and you realize you're talking to a gnome.
Oh God!
And they're
You
looking
told
up at
me
you.
that before I started talking to them. I would notice that it's a gnome that I'm talking to.
And you see the person that you were talking to, the elf had walked off to get said gnome. And the gnome's like,
Which again, you could have told me before I started saying anything.
Sandra? Why? Ah, Dragonborn, down here. Yes, look down here. Recommendation for you. I'm sure you might find plenty of bodily fluids if you go to the whorehouse from a few of our promiscuous kind.
We don't want bodily fluids. They had that idea too. And if any of our party is going to be collecting them, the person with that idea will be the one to do it. I will give them that information though.
They kind of, they're like, I can part with a single vial for you.
That would be brilliant. And again, my apologies for such an awkward request.
I'm not going to ask any questions. Please at least pay tribute to the mistress,
Of course.
the Raven Queen.
Of course.
And the gnome goes over, takes out a small dagger, takes out a tiny little vial, their sized, pricks their finger, drops blood into there, uses a curing spell, puts the cork on and holds it up to you.
Take the vial and promptly ask what kind of tribute will I be giving and where can I give it?
You can donate some coin over there.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Please don't come back.
And anyway, she'll drop a little bit of coin, about 20 silver.
Okay. You were right there, Mongo.
Just thinking out loud here, which is going to be more traumatic? Setting up this plan or dealing with the zombies? Because right now it's about even.
Oh man.
Oh, God.
Oh. That's why we can't have nice things. Alright.
So Longo, you and I have to go out. You have to go talk to.
What are you doing?
We've headed to the
Oops.
farmlands after a while.
Okay.
I have to go
You
get
can do
explosives.
a investigation and a nature.
Gonna have the bolts.
Okay.
I'll go with him.
Alright.
Gonna be a 12 for investigation and a 21 for nature.
It takes a while, a better part of the day, and your blood pressure comes down from dealing from the siblings and their idea and the situation they got you in. And you eventually do wander around the farmlands. You do come to a farm, and it's you see a couple of human people, and you see this really scrawny cow. And they're just kind of looking at the cow, and the cow is attempting to just help work the land, and it's not doing very well.
I'll approach the humans, ask them if they would be interested in selling the cow.
They kind of turn around, and the lady, she heads off to deal with the cow, and the gentleman looks at it, he's like, that? You want to pay coin for that?
Yes, sir.
1 gold and you can have it.
I'll hand over the gold to him.
He takes it. He checks the coin. He walks over to the lady, unhitches the cow. All right, all yours. Careful, he spits.
Just immediately gets spit on.
I will gently pat the cow on top of the head and lead it off with me as slowly.
As possible.
Yeah.
It's like walking next to like Nikolai as slow as this cow is moving.
Oh boy.
But it is a cow, and as you're walking along, it just kind of randomly spits at somebody like a llama would.
I'll just shake my head, stop every little bit, and let it graze when it wants to.
You see it trying to graze, and it's not too long that you realize that it's probably been fed just mush because it has no teeth.
We better do this quickly before it dies of old age.
And just stay with the cow and just, I guess, lead it back up and find a place to put it.
You eventually get back to town, and you get to the tavern, and you hitch the cow out front, and you can leave, and a few people walk by and look at the cow, and they're like, kind of concerned about the cow's state. And the cow is just like chewing on the actual like plank where it's hitched. Really just slobbering, and occasionally spits at people as they go by.
I'm just gonna go inside and get some applesauce for it to feed it.
Some applesauce for the sad cow.
Yes, as I wait to see where everyone else is.
Alright.
God.
Augie's had a terrible experience already.
And somehow got gnome blood.
Just to leave.
Got what we needed.
And you guys eventually do get to the you get to Polta's place. And she's just at her usual spot.
Greetings. Good morning. Hello. How you doing?
Hi.
Oh, we just might be.
She sniffs the air a little bit. You don't look like the moon or the sun. Or your druid friend.
True. But, remember that, no, fuck it. Pull out.
The
Yeah.
potion.
Yeah. Do you remember what this one was supposed to do?
Cold.
Cold.
Now, does it just make somebody so cold that they hurt for a little bit? Or will it, like, create, like, a bunch of ice and kind of lock them in place?
The bolt just looks at you and just kind of squints a little bit. It's like, it's rather questionable at this time.
Can't you do that mumbo jumbo that you did with, Scat's bow and like identify the properties of the potion?
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about that.
And you're the wizard.
Rookie wizard. Do you know everything about all your tinkering?
I know everything I know,
And that's what I know about my wizardry.
but you've used that spell before, so you know that spell.
I'm still learning.
So you don't know the spell?
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Do you see what I have to deal with?
Pulse just kind of leans on herself. Mm.
Look around the shop.
Exactly.
See if anything looks interesting.
Watch out for, Big Snake. I don't remember his name.
I look for a big snake.
Oh, you see it coiled around the very top again. Where it usually is.
Whoa.
The fire one that I got from you earlier. Do you have any more of those?
She kind of climbs down off her seat, wanders around. She drags out this crate. And she's kind of looking. And it's terrifying to you because she just takes a potion out, sets it down, and it rattles a little bit across the floor. Takes another one out, rattles across the floor. She takes one out, she kind of shakes it a little bit, and she throws it over her shoulder, and the snake comes down and grabs it real quick and just gently sets it down.
Oh, God.
She reaches in her hat, pulls out a note, puts the note back and puts her hat back on. She has one stray hair on her head.
Of course.
And she takes out a potion, and she just kind of shakes a little bit. She walks over to you, and she holds it out to you. And it's kind of like this, like, it almost looks like a galaxy in the bottle with, like, little specks of light that float around.
No, I don't think this is fair.
I don't know what that one does. No label.
If I use it, I'll let you know. I don't suppose you do have any more of the fire ones.
All out. The look on Manga's face.
I just got another really fucking bad idea.
Wow, did you just break?
Okay, if you don't have any
Yeah.
fire ones, you wouldn't happen to have any, like, acid ones, would you?
She goes back over, she wanders around a little bit. Puts all the potions back in the thing, takes one out. It's a tiny little vial. And she hands it to you. It's almost big enough that Nikolai could actually carry it. And there is actually a label on it with writing on it. You can do a Arcana on it.
Thank you. Or I don't have to. 11?
11. You kind of look at it a little bit, you're trying to read it, and you're like... And you're just kind of tilt your head a little bit. And you look over at Nikolai to see if maybe he can read it.
Can I use prestidigitation to make a magnifying glass or something to...
Roll an Arcana at disadvantage.
Fair enough.
11. You kind of try to formulate it, but nothing actually happens.
So, can you read this?
And he hands you a potion that you can actually hold. It's like big enough for your hands.
Okay, look at it.
2 in Arcana.
Okay, okay.
Swear to God, if you roll like a nat 20, I'm gonna be pissed.
I will laugh.
I'm fucking throwing something at you.
Nope, not a nat 20. Complete opposite.
Oh no.
So what does this say to me?
Mongo, roll a reflex for me.
Oh, fuck. That's Dex.
Mm-hmm.
10.
You see him you see him holding it a little bit, and it's almost like he stumbles and he's trying to read it, and he just drops it. You reach out very quickly and catch it before it hits the ground.
Oops. It's slippery. That's all I know about it.
I guess this will do the trick.
I go back to browsing.
Hands in your pockets.
What?
Pockets.
Why?
You almost dropped this. I don't want you to drop anything else.
I'm just looking.
With your eyes, not your hands.
That's how you look. This is
Makes
your
me
thing, buddy.
nervous.
I'm just looking around.
You can do an investigation if you want.
Okay.
Sorry, trying to make myself useful.
It's a 19.
19. You come to this book and it's just like this massive tomb, and you can't even open the lid on it. But it's fascinating to you.
No, okay. Try to make it get an idea of what it is by looking at the binding or whatever. Is there any words or symbols on it?
Do investigation. What are you doing, Manga?
Yeah, just have to run an errand and destroy a very large critter.
Take the tiny one.
How much for the pair? Tiny one and the galaxy one?
The tiny one and the galaxy one. She goes back to her table, calms up there, starts comparing notes. 20 gold.
So that'd be 2 of ours?
18.
18? Okay. So, you exchange coin, and now you have those 2 mysterious potions. Put them into a safe place, huh?
Yep. And then I look at Humphrey. It's like, if any of these get just a little too awkward and uncomfortable for you, just let me know.
So you're trying to investigate the book?
Yeah.
Okay. You look at it, and you can see it's written in some weird language you don't really understand. But it is fascinating to you, because the actual outside of the book is made of metal.
Can I use Arcana to make any sense out of it?
Yeah, you can try. You see Nikolai's over there who's fascinated with this massive tomb.
That would be
What
a
is
modified
that?
20. I don't know. A big cool book.
Modified 20?
Yeah.
It literally translates in your head to Tomb of Knowing Stuff.
Tomb of Knowing Stuff. You see these runes? They kind of like remind me of like knowledge and like getting. So like getting knowledge, understanding something.
Tomb of learning things.
Yeah, something like that. That's what the runes were selling me. But it's a big book.
If I may inquire, what is this book?
Pulse just looks at you funny. She's like, oh, the Tomb of Remembering Stuff. When you take it and it becomes your possession, it jots down all of your remembering things.
It's an automatic journal.
Essentially.
So wait, what? So does it like know what you're thinking?
Shrugs.
How much?
50 platinum.
Oh,
Can you hold it for a little bit?
wait.
But if it takes like your memories and stuff, like I can just like automatically put stuff I'm thinking of onto paper. That'd be so fucking cool.
That's a terrifying thought.
Putting that terrifying and horrible thought aside, remember what happened with the contracts, Nomon, of that new family rule? We don't know what gets entailed with asking to hold something. It may be like, then we have to buy
Moving
it.
over to you.
So we'll.
Well, that's why I'm
we ask.
asking.
Probably
Not
making my
just
way
yell
over
out.
to the Hunters Guilds.
Be careful.
Just likely would have brought my bow with me. Just in
Okay.
case.
Cayenne and Augie. Augie, you walk back up to the tavern with your vial of blood, and you see this very decrepit-looking cow tied up there. And it looks at you and it spits in your direction as you head into the tavern.
Well, I guess we found the cow. Blink a couple of times, crack open the door, step right in.
And you're at the normal place, right? Or on the patio.
On the patio, probably on like my third tankard of ale at this point.
That sounds about.
You
Good idea.
you wander upstairs. You don't find your sister. You wander back downstairs. And you head out to the patio, and you see your sister there with this tankard, like massive tankard, and she's just taking a swig from it.
How much are one of those? Because I think I'm gonna need one after today.
They're not expensive. They're like 5 copper each.
They're 5 copper.
Brilliant. I'll be right back. Go order myself
4 of
one.
them.
Come right back out. So I see you found the cow.
You can talk amongst yourselves.
Yes,
Yeah, you
I
get to the
found the
Hunter's
cow. It's an annoying cow.
Take a look around, see if I see any familiar faces.
You don't.
Okay.
Well,
Do they
I
have
found
an
blood.
area there where I can just purchase supplies and such? I didn't think
Oh,
this through.
so awesome! It means we don't
Just
have
to purchase supplies to make what you
burden
want.
our nostrils with
Yeah.
the smell of urine.
I have a couple ideas
Mhm.
in mind.
You see a tiefling
Because I
Just
always
there.
thought that blood was
at
a
the
lot
counter.
better
And
for
walk over
the
to counter and like
for
on my
scent than
tiptoes,
urine
pull it,
anyway.
like on the edge, like
mm-hmm.
The tiefling looks down.
Apparently I'm not allowed to go to the Temple of the Raven anymore, though.
so. I'm actually in search of supplies.
I'm
They
pretty sure
point
that
over
would
in
have
a
been
direction.
the case for me as well if I had
Look
done the
over
same
there.
thing that you had done.
And you see a
But
sign
I'm
that's
pretty
written
sure
in several
that would have
different
happened
languages.
to me at any place I had
Supplies.
gone to
And you
and
see a
asked
dwarf
the same
there.
question.
I head right over
Mhm.
there, then talk to the dwarf.
The dwarf looks at you. Uh huh.
About what time of the day is it actually?
In the afternoon.
Afternoon?
Mhm.
I don't know why that was relevant, but okay. Afternoon then.
Why is this relevant? I don't know.
I'm actually here to pick up some supplies and such. I'm looking for more or less somewhat of a small handful of things, really. I'm looking for essentially tools needed to do some woodworking, some glass vials, some lantern oil, rags, and twine.
The dwarf just looks at you and just tilts his head a bit. He's like, "You're a kobold. Couldn't you find those in the trash? It suits you."
I prefer something that actually works.
Oh,
Huh. Curious little shit.
I've been told as much.
Why don't you try the general supply store and get the fuck out of my face?
Charming fellow. Very well. Where can I find it?
He just stares at you and takes a drink. You've already been to the actual general store.
Oh, that store. Oh,
Oh!
that store. I think I'd rather try my chances with the equipment that's here.
We do have vials. We do have arrows. Let me look and see if we have anything you can actually afford. Being a kobold and all. He looks around a bit, comes back and he sets down a crate very angrily, and it's just like a lost and found, essentially. Takes out some broken arrows, tosses them on the table, doesn't even care about it. He takes out some like vials, some of them have cracks in it. A ball of twine. Good enough for you, little shit?
Damn.
And the tiefling looks over and is like, he's got a contract and he's actually dressed better than most kobolds. Maybe you might want to give him a little bit of respect. And the dwarf just glares at this tiefling.
Who hurt you?
Where I come from, you're nothing but fodder.
Fair enough. I am very tiny.
You ain't worth two shits.
Perhaps not, but pick up one of the little twigs of a broken arrow. What exactly am I supposed to do with this if I'm going against a bullet?
The dwarf looks at you, grumbles a little bit. If you're going against a bullet, you're bait. Because that's about all your kind is good for.
Let's go ahead and cut to the chase. I need proper supplies. And I'm willing to pay for a decent amount.
As this dwarf is looking at you, you're just getting completely grilled by this fucker. And you see elf walk in. And they're like, huh, my break's over. And they look over at you and the dwarf and they're like, oh. They just walk over very quickly and they're like, scoot, scoot. Yeah, you. And the dwarf looks up at him. Fuck you. Walks off. You can deal with the piece of shit. The elf's like, pardon that. Sorry. Puts all the junk back in the thing and sets it back down. You hear a few of the vials break. Now, you can file a complaint at the front desk if you want. He's rather disgruntled against your kind. How can I service you?
I am looking for supplies. Basically, things to make some arrows, bolts, but also vials and such. I have some plans on how to deal with the bullet problem within the mines, and in order to deal with that, I do need a fair bit of equipment. Essentially, I'm looking for woodworking tools. I'm looking for things to make some arrows. I need some vials,
And
some lantern oil, and
what is your price range? How much money does Gabbard have on him?
Actually, quite a decent amount, actually.
How's he carrying it around? It's a tiny little kobold. You would think that Augie or Cayenne would have most of it.
He has a coin pouch. So
Is it literally a backpack for him?
It's probably his either side satchel or tail pouch. But take out.
It's kind of like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
So a coin pouch would be like that big.
Okay. I'll take out. I can't remember. I'll take out one of our coins.
The elf takes it, looks at the coin, walks to the back with the coin, comes back and sets it down on the counter. Okay. Interesting dealings. They take out they kind of size you up a little bit and they take out a gnomish woodworking kit. Set it on the table.
Okay.
It's very basic. It's just like an introductory kit. Takes out a few dowels, sets them on the table as well. Takes out a bundle of actual chicken feathers, sets them on the table. And takes out some broadhead arrow tips, sets them on the table, and takes out a ball of twine, sets it on the table, and what looks like a old school milk crate with like little vials in it, and sets it on the table for you. There you go.
How much for some oil?
Oil. What kind of oil?
The kind that burns really well, especially if it gets everywhere.
Okay, that's up to par for your kind. Not to make any snide comments. But your kind tend to like to burn things a lot, along with goblin kind. It sets down a lane of oil as well. It has a warning label on it.
So how much for all of this?
They tap the coin.
Fair trade. Okay. Thank you. I'll go ahead and, of course, pay and collect all the things. So.
They bundle it up into a little backpack that you can just put on your back.
And I will go ahead and head back to the tavern with my new findings, with a couple of ideas in mind.
As you guys are outside, you can do an investigation if you want. What are you two doing?
Hey, I'll fucking take it. First one of the night. Natural 20.
Natural 20?
Stuff you needed to do bolts?
Yep.
Well, I
Thank
need to
you. You head out as
Yep.
well.
Go. Bye. I need to go to the Tinker's Guild and start building this bomb.
So you split off to go to the Tinker's Guild?
I guess so.
Okay.
No, don't forget the powder.
The powder.
Boom.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, expect they either have some or help you find some. I guess that's my plan.
God help you if they teach you how to make it.
So on your way back, you head past this. Gav.
Yes.
You head past this really dilapidated cow, and just looks at you, and it just got this drool coming out of its mouth. It's kind of like you can smell applesauce from it a little bit. And you do find a shard of like what looks like some sort of metal, and you head inside and you kind of wander in a little bit, and you see your two sisters on the patio, and you go out with them. And you see Scab coming walking out with like this backpack, and you can hear like sloshing and clinking of things. And
Hi, sisters.
Looks like you had quite the adventure as well.
Somewhat.
And she's still nursing on this giant tankard of ale.
It looks like
Cayenne
you two
on her 5th at this point.
Looks like you two are having quite a bit of fun.
it's an apple sour.
Fun.
I'm just
Yes,
waiting
of
until this
course.
is over.
God, we've driven our sisters to alcoholism.
I have
Well,
some,
our fun
Achievement
no longer
unlocked.
requires urine. But I'm no longer allowed at the Temple of the Raven, apparently. For asking the wrong questions to the wrong people.
I'm
I'll
not
for
gonna
next
ask.
week.
If you need
Long story
me,
short, we have the blood.
great. I assume you don't know anything about what's going on. Looking at Cayenne.
I understand perfectly. I'm just waiting until the plan is, started. Because that cow doesn't have much longer left to live, so...
Right.
You guys can carry on. Monka, you say goodbye to Nikolai as he goes to Tinker's
I have
Guild.
a couple of ideas.
And you work
Spit
your
it
way
out.
back to the tavern, and you walk past this cow.
Wants to make some more.
And it's the saddest cow you've
somewhat
ever
friendly,
seen.
Everybody
perhaps
wants to
even
make some
explosive
cow.
arrows we could use.
I'm feeling worse
I
and
don't
worse
have a
about
bow,
this
so
idea.
that's all on
And
me.
the cow spits at you.
I try to avoid
I'm
this
more
thing.
of the stabby, swingy,
To a
punchy, step
reflex
my
there.
hoof through
Fuck.
someone's spine.
If you need me, I will be upstairs.
21.
21, you easily avoid it, and you
I
head
will be
inside.
here drinking.
And you can do an investigation for me.
21.
You head inside, and while it's getting later in the day, there is the usual rustle and bustle of the tavern. You see Scav go this way, and he has this backpack on, and it's almost as big as he is. And you see the direction it came from, and you spot your sisters out on the porch.
Oh. Does it look safe?
You can assume it's safe. They're drinking.
So
That doesn't make me feel
it's
safe.
safe for now. Later,
As soon as I walk up, and if I say the words, I have an idea, it may become increasingly less safe.
probably.
I'm in peril! Ceiling Cat, you're the only one that can save me.
Hello. I see you found a cow.
It's almost dead, but yes.
I'm gonna go take care of a couple of other things. Try to speed things along. Because, yeah, the longer this takes, the worse I feel. And then the odds are of us having to find another cow are seeming to get
Or-
exponentially greater.
Or getting found by an ogre.
There's that too.
And then possibly resurrected to be killed all over again, and then the cycle just continues because we can't find a small goblin.
Which sounds unpleasant.
I'd rather not
I mean,
be killed.
apparently my
That's fine.
kind does it once a year in a big gathering on an island every year.
Back away slowly.
Terrified Mongo. You work your way into the... You guys could all work amongst yourselves. I'm
We're
sure
gonna head back upstairs
Okay.
to identify shit.
you head in, and I'm pretty sure you're already laying stuff out.
Yep.
You head into the Tinker's Guild.
Mhm.
The gnome, she's there.
Oh, Audrey.
Yep.
Cool. I hop up on the, counter or whatever. He's like, hi, Audrey.
She looks at you.
How are you?
In one piece.
That's good. So,
Yes.
I listened to some of the things you said.
Okay. She looks at it and she pulls down her glass goggle, flips a magnifying thing. Oh, that's wonderful.
He fires stuff.
I can gather that from the little bit hanging from one of his arms.
So cool. And I figured out how to do the things. Feck. Have you met Feck?
No.
Feck is a. What did she say? A Feywild mousekin?
One of those.
Yeah.
And they were doing what?
Well, she's a tinkerer like me. And
She looks completely perplexed at this as she
have you
pushes
been to that bar?
I don't know what bar.
I tell her where it's at.
She looks at you even more
And
perplexed.
you basically give her the instructions like it's past there, down the street, third left from the right, third left, fourth right.
She makes notes of this. Okay.
It's for little people like us. Well, I mean, you're bigger than me, but there were other gnomes there.
Okay. And this other gnome walks out, and he has his goggles on his head, and you get the smell of gunpowder from him. He's like, "I have successfully run another test, Audrey." She looks at, "Oh? 682 explosions later, I have concocted something." Audrey's like, "Okay." He's like, "Once the ringing stops in my ears, I will understand what that something is." And he just kind of walks past, and you can see smoke just wafting off him.
I have to talk to him later.
Audrey's just like, "Huh,
What's his name? Do you know?
him?"
Yeah.
Boom.
Boom. Hey, that's what my brother called me.
You missed it. Cheddar literally just baseball.
He's another gnome.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say gnomes how to make things go boom.
But anyways, Feck taught me how to make this thing. It's called a homunculus. And
Those are useful.
do you have one?
Not currently.
Oh, they are useful. In the very least, they're kind of fun.
Mine fell off an airship into a volcano.
That sounds kind of sad.
Just a bit.
I'm sorry. And she also told me how to do this multi-shot thing. So I just filled his cannon once with a like a needle, and he can keep firing. It's pretty cool. So, thank you for your advice. I might expand upon those ideas more.
As you should.
So, got another question for you.
Okay, as you always do.
Yes. So, I need to make another bomb.
You
Show her
might.
my plans.
Are you sure you're not related?
I've never met the guy.
His entire family is apparently like that. I hear the family gatherings are rather explosive.
I would imagine so. So I show her my plans.
Gee,
Do you think he'd be willing to help?
maybe once the ringing stops.
Okay. So you know what workshop he's working in right now?
No, I don't ask him because I stay away from it.
So okay, thank you.
Do you need anything?
Well, I'm going to need gunpowder or something.
She takes the little plans from you and she puts down in the magnifying glass.
Got any more of that TNT that the other guy said gave me?
It's in short supply on this region right now.
Oh, okay.
But we do have a kobold, and she's rather crafty. Safety.
Okay.
She's in room 6.
Room 6. She knows how to make TNT.
She knows how to make something. Be careful.
What's her name?
I didn't ask.
Okay. Thank you, Audrey. You give her a little,
Nod.
nod, follow, whatever.
And you head to room 6.
Yeah, that's number 6.
You head to room 6 and you hear just this horrendous noise coming from the room.
Okay.
And you head into the actual. Do you head into the room?
Well, can I like look underneath the door to see what's going on, or?
No, you
Is it
actually have
the
to
door-
go in. The rooms are generally sealed.
Okay. Is there any sign that says "Do not disturb"?
Nope.
Can I knock on the door?
You knock on the door. You don't get a response.
All right. Well, I would. Yeah, I probably would. I would think I would be in my machine.
Mm-hmm.
So knocking on the door would be with its.
Yeah.
So it's making more
Mm-hmm.
of a knocking sound than a mouse can.
Okay.
No response?
No.
Alright. Reach up and open the door, push it open a little bit, and kind of like inch in a little bit.
You inch in a little bit, and you see this kobold sitting on the table, and you just see him just like working on something, and you hear just like almost maniacal laughter from this kobold.
Okay.
Like
As kobolds do.
it's kind of like terrifying. And you hear, I've done it. I've created a tankard, and it will go, give me a fucking drink. And you hear her kick something, and this tankard you see like with these like 6 legs just kind of gets up a bit and starts skittering. It climbs down the side of it and goes over to a keg and hits the keg and just falls apart. She's like, oh, you motherfucker. She walks over to it, looks down,
Hi.
and she looks over at you and she's like, what the fuck are you?
Open up the hatch. I'm Nikolai.
And she walks over to the edge of the table, looks down, and she's like, and pray tell, what the fuck is a Nikolai?
I'm called a moon mouse, I think.
Right, and it's made of cheese.
I don't know.
How can I help you? And you're looking at this jet black kobold, and she's got silver eyes.
Pretty cool. Well, Audrey told me that you're very handy and you might be able to help.
This might help.
Yeah.
Might help. My genius might help you, Nikolai Moonmouse, with a problem.
Maybe?
You hear her go down the way down, and she comes over to you. She looks down at you, and she's like, huh. She walks over to the keg, and she picks up all the parts of the thing that she just built, and she throws them into the fire. Rejected.
So you're making a cup that gives you beer?
An automated beer getter, yes.
That's pretty cool.
Beer getter.
How long have you been working on it?
About a day.
Oh,
How can I help you?
well, I show her my plans.
She looks at the
I need to
plans.
blow up a cow.
She grabs them from you rather just angrily, and she starts walking with them. And she picks up something and she starts drinking it.
And I don't have any, like, explosive stuff.
Yeah, you don't need that. That's no, you don't need that. She throws the
How
plans
do
over
you
her
blow
shoulder.
something out without explosive stuff?
She throws the plans over her shoulder, and you see them drift in the air and nearly go to the fire.
Mage hand.
And she goes over and she's like, "Springs,
Springs?
yes, high tension springs. You don't need any of that stupid gnomish gunpowder explosive stuff."
Help me understand.
She goes over and you see what looks like a box, right?
Uh-huh.
And you see that there's like the top and the 4 sides are like sprung out,
Mhm.
and she pushes them and she puts a latch in place on all of them. And she puts like this another box over it. And she turns it over very, very carefully, and she fills the ends with all this shrapnel.
Okay.
And she turns it back over, and she motions for you.
Over.
And you get behind this thing, and it's metal like this thick.
Dang.
And she reaches around and she pulls a string and it pokes the box, and the box just hops in the air, and you just hear all the shrapnel go flying across the room from the force of the springs ripping through the outer shell. And she steps out, and you see a fork clearly stuck into the metal plating. You see all the shrapnel stuck into the various walls and tables and everything. See?
That's actually kind of cool.
Don't need any stupid TNT, and they won't let me around it, but that's another story.
It makes a big boom. Riley gave me some the other day. It was intense. I blew up a building.
She's like, my father blew up a mountain and our entire colony. That's a whole different complaint.
An entire mountain?
Yes. It was like a giant farting. It was impressive, but also destructive, and we don't have much of a family left anymore.
Oh. Well, that's not kind of what's good. So I can't touch.
It's okay. They're disposable.
No.
So how does one? That didn't look very safe to carry and move around. Can it be? Can it be made to be stable?
She goes to mix a note. Research safety. And then she puts a question mark next to it, and then she does the like little amendum underneath. What is this safe? I hear a lot of people use that term.
Oh. Okay. So you know how you like handled it very gently?
Yes.
Well,
It's called the scientific method.
it is very important to handle your stuff very gently. I understand, but the final product should be movable because we're going to go blow up.
She
The bullet
motions, and it's
and-
like 5 feet that way. It moved.
No. So we need it. I need to take this thing. This is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty neat, but it's not safe to move because I need to take it and attach it to a cow so that I can get the cow to like be eaten by a bullet and then it blow up.
I love this plan.
But it needs to be safe to move so I don't blow myself up or my family.
I really do love this plan. I can help you with that.
Cool.
I am intrigued by your stupidity.
I just
Damn.
started.
Girl wastes no time.
You want to go and deal with a bullet.
Yes.
My uncle was eaten by one of those. His wife rejoiced.
Well, it won't be just me. You know, my brothers and my sisters will be helping.
She just kind of she picks up your plans from you again and just starts drawing all over them. Oh, it's chaotic. It looks like Scab, just like with crayon, amending things. Makes even less sense than Scab.
Oh fuck!
I guess
Be a kobold thing.
we'll work with her to make this
Yeah.
spring-loaded exploding box. This Jack in a Box from hell.
It's a terrifying device. No TNT needed, just a lot of dangerous springs.
I guess
What season are we in?
I'll be on safety application for this device.
That doesn't make any of us feel better.
Oh, you haven't
Would
heard
you
what's
rather her be on the safety aspect of this?
research safety.
So glad I'm just not in there.
The black on Mongo would be white. So,
Mongo would look like coin.
Oh my
In a
God.
tuxedo, he'd be just white.
just white. So, you guys are getting drunk.
Cayenne's probably petting flowers at this point that are nearby.
Yeah. Augie, you see Cayenne petting flowers.
Petting flowers.
Yes.
Not. We have not named the cow flowers. No, she's just out on the patio petting flowers. Am I
Yes.
understanding that right?
Yes.
Oh God, are we gonna name the cow?
Because if you remember the count, she's up to her 6th tankard at this point.
Yep.
Roll a con check for me. See how smashed.
Mhm.
And you two are upstairs.
I'm
Cayenne.
identifying the new potions I've gotten and
Oh.
Got a
the
14.
ice
14. While you're sloshed, you do have a little bit of clarity. And you do assume you do think to yourself that the plants do like being pet.
You realize you're petting and caressing a plant, right?
Yes, and at least to me, it seems like the plant actually enjoys it.
one. Send her poison ivy.
You can roll a nature if you want.
Centaur poison ivy.
So, the plant,
That's
the
a 20.
unfeeling,
The plant
Knowing
very much
just-
does like to be pet.
inanimate object.
Is it making
You're
any
saying it has
motions?
feelings now.
No, not to what normal people would see, but it has leaned into your pet a little bit.
I'm sorry.
It's not following the light. It's following the petting.
Yes.
I'll giggle
It's a
to
Sophie
my,
plant.
I'll giggle at myself at that, and I'll look at Augie and let her see that the plant literally looked as if it leaned
Oh.
into my hand.
You're not seeing this at
No.
all, Augie.
Augie is just out at this point. Just nope. I had too much to drink. You've had too much to drink, and she's going to finish off her tankard and go back inside.
Are you gonna try and take your sister upstairs?
I'm going to let her pet plants.
Okay.
Well, alright then.
Oh my god.
Is that
She's
the name
enjoying
of the
herself and
episode?
she's not in danger.
The family
So
pets
she can
plants.
The chaotic energy of this entire session. Warning: this is how your D&D table might end up.
This is your party on D&D.
Oh my god. Are you guys high? No, we're just playing D&D.
I'm pretty sure somebody put something in Cayenne's drink.
Cayenne
Yeah,
probably put
and,
something in Cayenne's drink.
Just an extra little warning for those playing the home game. We're all sober.
Oh.
Should I change that?
I don't know, you might be penting plants.
I mean,
I think we got a shirt idea there. It's just Cayenne petting a plant.
That'd be great, actually.
And the text on it is, "I'm not high, you are."
Oh, that's so good. Mongo. Yeah, what are you two doing?
well, probably talking with Mongo while I'm busy putting this together, but essentially I'm gonna be making some arrows that have the vials as the tips filled with lantern oil, with not all of the vials, but most of them.
He's talking about this idea as he's laying pieces out.
I'm just kind of nodding along as I'm identifying the new potions and working on my performance for it.
Alright, well, performance and your identify.
You know, Mongo, if those potions are able to, we may be able to put some of them inside to some of these vials.
Performance. 18.
It's done a rather impressive performance.
And Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
modified 20.
Hey. Wow.
Nice.
Tom rolled like a good Arcana check.
I think it hurt him a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised. I had to double check.
As you're just nodding to him, and you're like, it stops you for a moment as he says, put some of it into the vials. But you carry on. The small potion, you're kind of like, we might save that one for later. Because it could be a high... think of a fart in a jar.
Oh!
Sneaking cloud in a jar. Thank God you caught it.
The other
sucked.
The other one, only thing...
Just an ass cloud in that spot in the top.
But it sucks
We're just
so
keeping
bad.
this train going. The other one, the only thing that pops into your head is, bah.
Bah.
The galaxy was
Yeah,
as in like sheep sound bath?
yeah. That.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
I felt left out, okay? Fuck do I put in the notes for this?
Makes sheep sounds.
What the hell? What the hell is this potion doing?
I'm gonna use my tinkering tools and the new wood carving tools to make some either fire or explosive arrows with what I have.
Roll tinkering? Roll kobold? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's 15.
15? Yeah. Yeah, what do you do? What do you actually put in your notes in?
One of literally reads, small green vial, fart in a jar.
Okay. I cannot wait to read your shit later.
Yeah.
You start going through you start making, cutting up the actual dowels, making them into arrows. And, you come up with a rather creative idea. And, I want you to roll a, let's see, what will I have you roll for this? Sleight of hand.
And 14.
And a 14, not too bad. Are you willing to sacrifice one of these to test it?
Of course, I would have to.
Okay. Mongo, as you're,
Christ.
Not
I-
a true tinkerer. Tested in the field.
as you're sitting there and you're, looking at these two vials in your hand, you look up and you see Scav has done something with one of these arrows, and he's got that hilarious look on his face. And he pulls out his bow and he notches it, and he fires it at the bathtub. Luckily, the bathtub is not made of wood. And the
He fires at what?
Essentially, it would be like an arrow with a glass vial with oil and a little rag that has. Like...
oh no, you come up with something better.
Oh, okay.
And you see him take some of his, you see him get into his survival kit. And he takes out some deflate and a stove, and he chews on it to get into shape. As he does, Kobold. And he fires this off, and you see the arrow compress into the bottle, spark, hit the thing, and just explodes flaming hot oil everywhere that's on fire. All over the bathtub.
Oh, fuck!
It's
Yeah.
just the big
No!
shit-eating right on his face, like.
So
Are you starting to try to
Downstairs.
put out the fire?
you just, Augie, you walk in and you can smell fire.
Hat off, reach in, try to prestidigitate as much water as I can and just start.
I will help
Dumping
with
it
whatever is there
everywhere.
to like try and like snuff out the fire.
You get into the tub and you just start sloshing water out, and you see this going on as you walk
I
in
try to avoid all
drunk.
the water.
Hi, sister.
This was not me. This was him. All him. I tried to stop this.
Oh
And
no.
I backed the fuck
What?
away from her.
Have you
And there's
done
broken glass all over the floor
this
from the wire.
time?
I made something absolutely amazing. Look it. And I show her the other ones.
I'm looking!
They're
You
like,
set the bathtub on fire!
I tried to fix the
Finish
bathtub with
one more
mending.
tankard, chug it down, and then wander about the streets a little bit after feeding the cow more applesauce.
Okay. It's the most depressing thing you've seen all night. The cow just kind of slurps it off your hand, like almost like a really happy almost like a really happy horse when it does the mouth thing. Got no teeth at all. It's just like this sloppy mess on your.
I'm feeling relaxed at this point, so I'll just let the cow do its thing.
Oh, it's not dexterous at all.
it's fucking explosive.
You can make 6 of those.
Okay. Awesome.
But yes, back to you, Cayenne, Augie, freaking the fuck out about your tub.
I'm trying to fix it, all of it with bending.
Just... Why would you test something inside?
You know, I didn't really think that through, but look at it, they're exploding arrows.
Obviously.
You mend everything back together that needs to be mended back together.
Yeah, I just have grab a rag and just kind of
I am just at a loss
try to
for
literally
words
wipe
of
away
how
all the
positively
damage with mending.
Stupid. You can be sometimes. I love you, little brother, but it just.
You
There are
think
so many
that's
times
bad?
where
Wait
you
until-
just don't think things through.
Wait till Nikolai comes back.
Yeah, not
What
looking
was-
forward to
what was-
that either.
What was this kobold's name?
No, you never got it.
How did the party die? Well, Mongo got an idea.
Mongo's the proprietor of wiping the party. That would be an ironic twist.
You haven't got a name yet?
Nope. But yeah, you huh?
She asked, "What is a Nikolai?" And conversation would have naturally.
Progressed if it was a normal conversation.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It was kind of derailed there once she started talking about.
Yeah, the cow just kind of leans on you a little bit, and it just goes completely still, and you almost assume it died, and then it starts snoring.
Let it become a pillow. I will pet the cow and let it do its thing.
As you're standing there, a few people walk by, and there's a dwarven couple, and they're like, "That's worth interesting."
The Sleeping Cow. Sounds like the name of a shitty tavern.
It does.
A tavern in the middle of nowhere.
Retirement community.
A retirement community tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you go in and they're all adventures. The Sleepy Cow.
The Sleepy Cow Inn.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming you're probably turning in for the night, Augie, after the disaster has happened.
Oh, she is stomping out of the bathroom, screaming obscenities, and slams the girl's side of the suite shut. And you can still hear through the door that she is just absolutely lighting them up in speech.
Do anything this time.
Guilty by association. Because you didn't stop him.
Mongo, you were there, therefore you're also part of the problem.
Yeah. Alright. So we last left off with everybody basically calling it a night, more or less. Augie's probably broken a bit of furniture out of anger.
Getting out of their
Gonna need
time.
at least a couple roll for the reform
Mhm.
or the corruption.
Yep, go ahead and please roll the tinkering checks that you can make.
How many would you like me to make?
I would like you to make 4, please.
4? Okay.
I helped him with this last time. Would I be able to help him kind of a little bit with this one?
We have to be there.
You're not there
Oh,
at
that's
all.
right. He's at the guild, not at the
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. Never mind.
Wow.
I thought he went back home.
No! Why would he go back home? He has all the resources he wants. And someone way crazier than you helping him.
First
That
one's
is-
not good.
Fucking saying something.
Okay.
You're asleep outside.
Yes.
So the first
Being
one
drilled
was a
on.
7.
Okay.
Second one was a 20.
Okay.
Third one was a 17. And the fourth one was a 23.
All right. So, morning comes. You guys, you wake up in your comfy little bed. Augie, you wake up in your bed and all the furniture you broke has been repaired. Scav, you wake up as Scav does. And Cayenne, you wake up to a guard person just gently nudging you. Oi! Oi! You can't sleep here.
Was not my intention. I apologize.
And you see, as you kind of open your eyes, the sun is just coming up and just blinding in your eyes.
Somebody has a hangover.
And the cow is laying on its side. You can do a quick nature check.
That would be an 11.
11. You panic for a moment and you see that the cow is actually breathing.
Okay.
It just fell over in its sleep.
I'll pull whatever blanket or anything I have folded in my pouches to put over it.
Your bedroll. You just right over the cow.
Mm-hmm.
You leave a sign there for let people know that it's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Cow's not dead.
Cow's not dead, just sleeping. Nikolai, you wake up and in the morning,
Mhm.
and you're not missing anything, and the contraption's been completed.
Wait. Where's the crazy kobold?
She's doing something off on one of the benches, and she just holds up her hand. She's like, "I collected my payment," and you see like a bald spot on like your shoulder, and she's holding up the tuft of your fur.
Weird payment, but okay. I have gold.
This is better.
Okay. What's your name, by the way?
Is this a trick?
Oh.
Is
you
this
know I'm Nikolai?
Nikolai Moonmouse? Yes,
Yes.
I'm aware. I'm not stupid.
I wasn't implying that. I
Yes,
just
you
didn't know
just-
your name.
You just assumed I was.
No, I get it. We worked together all night. Your assistance was phenomenal, but we were so busy we didn't actually talk very much.
Ember Sharptooth.
Ember Sharktooth.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you, too. Is that what normal people say? It's a pleasure to meet?
Yeah,
And she just goes back to tinkering.
it's a pleasure to work with you too.
And this contraption has all this like paint on it and everything, and warning symbols and directions, and it looks like a chest plate that you just lay over a cow.
Mhm.
And there's
Okay.
like little levers that you can spin basically to resize it using
To
gears.
resize the
Yeah.
to make it smaller, larger, tighter, looser. Okay.
And you see an addition there, and they're like almost look like roller derby skates, but they're designed for an animal.
Okay.
There's one for all four legs.
Where our lives have gone. Okay then.
And they're attached with bars.
Replicating set
Oh my god.
Can we get rocket
Super
powered?
speed centaur.
Rocket to Cayenne.
What is she working on right now?
You can go do an investigation.
See if I can leave her with.
Oh!
Whoa, that could have been bad.
You okay,
Hi,
Chad?
buddy.
See if I can leave her with a suggestion of whatever the heck she's working on.
There was an attempt.
There wasn't a very failed attempt.
Cheddar does not understand what this
just a
failed
12 on
attempt was.
investigation.
Cheddar did exactly what Cheddar intended.
He's like, I purposely did that. What was it that you rolled? That's why we have a break and you're supposed to be done eating.
We tried.
I can't say that.
Yeah. I
12.
know. 12? Okay. You go over and you try to see what she's actually tinkering.
Mhm.
And it just looks like something just as terrifying as any other thing that she's been building.
You go by Amber or is the whole thing?
I usually go by, hey, don't blow that up.
Okay. So, what are you working on? I can't make any sense out of it.
It's like she holds up this container and she holds up what looks like walnuts.
Okay.
And she just puts one in like a what looks like an artificial mouth with wooden things,
Mhm.
and she has it bite down and it explodes it outward with a bunch of shrapnel.
Trying to weaponize walnuts.
Yes. No one suspects it. Many uses. It's wonderful. Don't you agree?
It's interesting.
Yes.
Well, I offer my
It's
hand
the
to.
Walnut Inquisition.
I offer a hand to shake.
She looks at your hand, very confused.
I go over to grab her hand
She lets you take her hand.
and put my hand in her hand.
What are you doing
This
to
is called
me?
shaking.
That is the action that you are currently doing. Yes.
No. When somebody offers your hand to them, it's generally like shake, like a happy parting to like say goodbye.
Okay. I don't understand, but okay.
All right. Well, again, thank you for the
She
help.
picks you up and she shakes you up and down. Goodbye.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this. I give her a couple of coffee beans.
She takes them.
So if you ever need a little bit of extra time to work on something, eat one of those.
She takes one of them. She goes over to a section and she just kind of, starts dissecting it. You can do an investigation.
He dissects the espresso bean.
Investigation, you said?
Is Nikolai
17.
becoming a drug dealer?
You kind of look at it and you see that she's actually looking. You can inquire what she's doing.
What are you doing? We're supposed to eat it.
I'm going to
Gives you
extract
lots
it.
of energy.
I'm going to extract the essence and concentrate it.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
I mean, that's not the worst I can do.
So basically, she's just making coffee.
Concentrated coffee.
You need help?
Espresso. No.
Okay.
Go
you let
away.
me know what happens?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Bye, Nikolai Moon Mouse.
Bye, Audrey. Tooth. Sharp tooth, right?
Sharp tooth. Yes.
Audrey Sharp tooth. Bye.
Bye.
Coffee is just artificer crack.
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Hitched all the stuff to my thing and
Diane's probably eating since she's already downstairs.
Yeah. Do you wander downstairs, Augie, with the slight buzz taint over?
She only had one.
Or are you,
She have a-
going to go take a bath in the desecrated bathroom?
Well, it's been desecrated. Never take a bath there again.
everything.
It's a terrible tragedy.
Oh, Scab's totally gonna
One
be
that
in
I
there.
will never forgive my brothers for.
You're curled up in the bathtub.
Oh, I'm taking a bath right now.
Yeah.
I'm savoring the moment, something I very rarely ever get to do. Since Augie's usually in there.
Yeah.
Get to do or choose to do? Kobold.
Oh!
Hey, at least I'm not playing, you know, the backseat. I'll lick myself clean.
I
Oh!
prestidigitate myself, motherfucker.
Shots fired across the tables.
Alright. But yes, probably cleaning up in the bath.
Okay.
Yeah, Augie's going down to breakfast.
You head downstairs, Augie, and you see Cayenne sitting there, and she's just kind of yeah, she has that look.
The look of a horse that has a hangover?
A centaur that has a hangover.
So I think you had a bit much last night. How are you feeling?
Like, I want to get this over with. The cow scared
We're working
me.
on that.
I thought the cow was dead when I woke up.
So you're saying the cow isn't dead, though?
It's not dead, but
Well, that's good, right?
yeah, but I don't know how much longer it's got.
Fair.
I'll head downstairs.
Eventually
Eventu-
we'll join.
Yeah, eventually Mongo heads down with Scav. And you hear a couple of people make a commotion outside.
I'll head outside.
Are you just eating?
I suppose I'll probably poke my head out.
Alright.
Probably like poking my head out as well with like a pastry that I'm nibbling on.
What about you, Augie?
Grumble. Pick up a piece of fruit, just start,
Oh no.
and then head outside to go see what's going on.
You head outside and you see a few people had to basically dodge out of the way of your other sibling, Nikolai. And he's got a wagon that he's pulling behind him, and it's got a tarp over it.
What is that idiot doing now?
I don't know. He hasn't been here all night. I think he was at the guild.
That's why I'm worried. But yeah, just watch him toddle along as he rolls down the street with his wagon and
Oh no, he's rolled
That's
right up to
terrible.
you, right next to the cow that's currently under a blanket with a note
fantastic.
there too.
I'm doing little measurements, trying to move the things onto them.
Hey, you're not having much success because the cow is laying down.
Oh god.
Do you want us to pick up the cow?
Yes! Please.
Is now a great time to do that? I mean, are we really ready to head off now?
Oh, it's safe and tie, Armin.
I'm afraid to. What does that include?
Perhaps a better discussion left for closed doors.
You want
I was
to?
literally just gonna go show how to Armin disarm it.
So do you?
Oh, wait, okay. You gotta bring. Can't bring the cow upstairs, can
I'm pretty sure that's illegal in some towns.
we?
Do you set the cow up, Augie?
I will help get the cow on its feet.
Okay, this goes here.
Those-
Just roll a strength for me, please.
Okay. It's gonna go terrible.
You're a fighter. How's it gonna go terrible?
She could roll a 1.
So
Then she's
that'd
gonna have
be a
beef with the cow.
19.
15. You get your arms
19.
under it, and you lift the cow up fairly easy, and it stands on its legs. Let's see if it can actually stand. It's a bit wobbly, but it stands up. It just looks at you, and it spits directly in your face for standing it up.
Dodge!
Pretty easy. You've been spit at by things before. And this is your first glance at how rickety this cow is.
Unless I guess it's a good thing she made those wheels.
Sorry, what?
I start pointing at the thing. So we strap these to its feet.
You start strapping him to the feet.
Yeah. So we can just push it.
You basically see him strapping what we would call modern day world roller skates to the cow and strapping him up the legs, and it braces the legs. And then he just pushes the cow with all of his low strength, and he just it's like barely an inch. They're tiny little wagon wheels on the feet.
I do not know what to make of this.
I mean, let me get this straight. Tiny, wee little Nikolai pushing a big cow.
On wheels.
It didn't go very
On
far.
wheels, that is very important.
I don't know how I
The
feel
wheels
about
are
this.
Can we put a card in the spokes?
Go ahead and roll a performance.
No!
What did you ask? I didn't catch that.
Put a card in the spokes.
Roll a performance, Mongo.
Oh my god.
That's what I get for smart enough. Oh my god.
Was that a
That's a natural 20.
I hate everything about this.
You get a brilliant idea, and you take out one of your lesser cards packs, and you take out a few cards, and you test them all very rigorously, and then you secure them to the roller skates. And you're like, what's going on?
What are you doing?
And then Mongo, you push the cow, and it makes that infamous card in the spoke sound.
That
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Make noise, and the bullet can.
Just hear this groove. And I don't know if it's Kyan or her.
It's the entire table on this side.
Meanwhile, when Cayenne hears this, she's stomping holes into the dirt by pawing and glaring in the directions of the soon-to-be fur coat known as Mongo
Behind.
and the blood puddle that is about to be Nikolai.
What the? What's wrong?
I'm gonna roll for height. Okay. To save my fuzzy ass. Oh.
It is too damn early for you to be annoying and for you to go along with his idiocy.
What was that, Mongo?
13.
You hide behind Augie's leg.
That's about
Why do you
accurate.
think I'm going to save you? I also think you're an idiot.
No.
Force of habit.
This might actually, this might work.
That's what I was
The
thinking.
bullet's a subterranean creature.
That'll make a lot of
It
noise.
probably follows sound.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Or you could just use the gnome blood and just keep the cow at a distance and lure the thing out into the open. Instead of it staying subterranean, underground in the darkness to where some of us can't see it to attack it.
That reminds you
I
about
can
the armor plating that you could put on the cow.
Yeah, but I don't see you doing very well against a creature that is much, much bigger than you, plus me, plus everyone involved here.
You can have Augie actually help you put
Yeah,
it
I was
on
going
there.
to give instructions how to attach it. Don't touch that part, though.
He immediately just goes, nope.
No, if you
Walks
don't touch
away.
it, it's fine. Just don't touch that thing.
You see
Who said don't touch that thing? That means you're going to blow something up.
No, if you don't touch it, it's not going to blow up.
Perhaps maybe we should find another way to express that sentiment in public.
you see a very rudimentary pin that's holding something and a screen attached to it that says "Pull for explosion."
Oh,
Right. We're all gonna die.
And you see an alarm clock attached to it.
You make an exploding cow armor.
Public.
Yeah.
Let's face it, we're talking about this far too much at this point that it doesn't matter right now.
What's the... Tell that to the gods when they walk up.
Guards already have walked off after they woke her up.
Well,
Maybe from now on we just call them potty favors. How about that?
Party favors.
Oh my god. That's not much better.
no, it's not. It's really not.
That really is not much better.
Well, we have
So-
some,
So, Augie, you reluctantly, are you going to put the armor on the gal?
Very reluctantly.
You put it on, you follow Nikolai's instructions, and now you have a cow that basically looks like it has quite a few jack-in-the-boxes attached to it, along with other things you can't recognize.
And on roller skates.
And on roller skates.
Did we design this thing to not actually sacrifice the cow? Like, not harm the cow?
It hasn't been tested.
But that was the intent. To not necessarily harm
Oh no, the cow is going to be obliterated.
I wonder if that was my 9 roll.
And you're just kind of looking at this elderly cow, now in funky looking armor that looks like Scav built it, on roller skates, wearing little gnomish boots that have wheels on them.
I need artwork of this in my life. It will make me happy.
when are we doing this?
Whatever.
Today.
I'm ready when you are. Let me just grab some things
The
upstairs.
cow bomb is good. Go.
Oh my god, I can't.
Kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna retrieve my equipment.
Wait, did you name the cow Makazi?
That's what he's been calling it.
You got a better name for this dumbass plan that we've concocted?
No, this is a plan you concocted.
Wait, name for the plant. What is a Makazi?
Grab all my equipment and just come right back downstairs again.
As you guys are standing outside, Scabbard comes down and he has all of his adventuring gear on, his bow and his arrows and his little quiver.
Well, I guess that's one vote for now.
Did you want to go later?
I don't know. I honestly feel like I'm a little too sober for this.
I honestly feel like anyone who lives is a little too sober for this, but here we go.
What about you, Cayenne?
I'll go
You
get
just
my
want it done
stuff
and
and get
over?
ready.
Yeah, Cayenne just wants it done and over. She's tired of waiting on everyone.
Are you gonna go gather your gear?
She's had her halberd on her the entire time.
Right, you never relinquish your gear.
No, I don't.
I'll pop upstairs real quick, grab my gear, and leave my magic book.
There's
The book the Tiefling gave me, leaving that there.
Okay,
there's no reason for me to gather anything other than what I already have. So just
alright. Augie, you
Sure.
go put on your armor and get your hammer.
basically,
Yeah,
should have
Augie's
everything I
going to put
normally
on
have.
her armor, get her hammer, she's going to get necessary supplies. And
I'm gonna stop by the bartender.
stop by the
Grab.
cart
Okay.
to make sure we
3
aren't
tankards and
missing
something
anything.
bubbly for later. In case we do survive.
Okay.
Goes in the hat. Out the door. How much gold?
It'd be 1 gold because you're buying everything.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna walk over to Augie. Here, these may be more useful for you right now because I don't have any way to use them at the moment. I'm gonna hand
Okay,
her
hand.
my 9 javelins that I have.
They're cobalt-sized
Oh.
javelins.
Wonderful.
Essentially
Picks
throwing
up the
spears.
javelins. Tosses them in the cart.
Off you guys go.
Don't like spears, huh?
I will lead the way since I know how
So-
to get
She's got her hatchets if she needs to throw something.
So do you attach a leash to the... Oh wait, you already have a leash attached to it.
Yeah, because
So-
it was tied to the post out front.
Yeah, you untie it and you start walking and you pull on the leash and just... Making that... Also, you can hear the cards and the spokes.
Ears immediately pin.
That's not my fault. That's his fault.
Little click.
my fault.
She will be thinking on how to break things later.
Oh, thank God we're heading to a fight where she can do that.
Oh no!
Oh, Christ.
So, as you guys are traveling through the city streets, you're getting so many bizarre looks from passerbys. Like,
I have a grin ear to ear because I made this monstrosity.
everybody's just like, even a few gnomes stop and go, what? And it's
Augie is looking at everybody looking at us, and she is constantly explaining, "It's our pet cow. It's our pet cow."
a
We're
kobold
protecting
is
it.
even looking at it like, what?
I just shrug.
The kobold looks at you and shrugs back like, what?
I am not paying attention to the looks. I'm just keeping an eye out for a 110-year-old goblin.
And an invisible cat.
Oh, I would
We're not
definitely
gonna have
be,
much luck with the cat.
closer we get, would definitely try and pick up that scent.
Okay, roll survival for me. And you're just like, I fucking hate this so much.
Mm-hmm.
You notice every plan they come up with gets worse.
That's a 22.
Yes.
It doesn't
This is
improve.
how you fuel the anger. And this is how appendages are lost.
This
You-
is how little brothers suddenly cease to exist.
Yeah. You eventually start to pick up the scent, and it's so faint. Barely there anymore. And it's coming from the mines.
I think I smell jerry can, but it's very faint and it's coming from the mines.
Oh.
And you guys wheel up this poor cow, and it spits directly in the guard's face. And the guard's just standing there like,
I pressed it to disable the light.
and the guard just looks at the group and says,
I'm sorry.
children are not permitted in the mines.
I hold up the bullet contract.
You don't have it, he does.
Oh, I thought I had. Okay.
Oh, right.
He takes it and yanks it out of your hand, looks at it, rolls it back up, hands it to you.
We need to speak with the quartermaster.
After that thing spit in my... Whatever the fuck you did to that cow.
He's a bomb.
Don't! He's the
There-
bomb. It's a term of endearment.
Will kick Nikolai as hard as she can.
Roll an attack.
Ow!
Thank
Why?
Are you in your machine thing?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you're gonna ping pong around.
That's what I'm hoping
He's
for.
going flying.
16?
Nikolai, you're like, as soon as you start to process this, a hoof hits the front of your thing. You see cracks form as you go rolling backwards. Like you just overloaded the tank.
Ah!
You go about 120 feet back and come to a eventual stop.
Start fixing it. We're trying to fix it.
And you're all standing there and you just see this. You see how far back he went from the kick.
There.
Augie's just like, this is normal. He's
There.
an idiot.
Silence. Continue with rationality, please.
Make sure it's like actually functional. Like, is it broken? Does it work anymore?
Roll a tinkering. The guard's like, if you're going to deal with the bullet,
Natural 20.
you use some more or less duct tape on what's cracked, and everything functions, and you roll back up.
I can fix the glass.
Cool.
And
Thank you.
the guards are like, I don't know what I did to deserve this post today. And the other guard is like, just go in and, hey, Kyle, I bet you 10 gold they die. He's like, I fucking hope so.
Well, see, with attitudes like that, you're just not going to have great
How much gold do I have?
karma.
Go ahead. I'm gonna get in on this.
How much? And do you just walk in with the cow?
Yep, I just walk in with the cow.
And the spoke sounds are echoing as you enter the cave now.
How much gold do I have? Where's my equipment?
It'll be underneath your inventory.
Inventory there.
If we survive this, I'm stomping a mud hole in someone.
I'll bet you 10 gold that we make it.
The guards just ignore you.
I got the 10 gold. Well, I've got 1 gold. He's got my other 9 pieces.
Nikolai, stop by your head.
What?
The guard's like,
We'll get his 10 gold and his 10 gold.
the guard just laughs at you and says, "Fuck off unless you want to spend a night in the brig."
Sorry, the brig, are we on a ship?
I can find one far away from me.
Follow behind with Cayenne. Does that sun get stronger around here?
Yeah, you can smell it. It's not like super strong, it's very faint.
Jerry Can's been around here.
I've already gone far ahead enough that I wouldn't hear you.
Yeah, you would hear his annoying voice echoing.
Speed up.
You eventually get
Speed
far enough ahead, and where you're expecting like absolute darkness, you do see lanterns placed on the archways. Essentially, you can see that the archways are very well crafted, reinforced, and you can see lanterns there. And you kind of look at them a little bit as you're passing by, and you don't see any like actual like candlemen, but they are illuminated.
Do I notice if it's made by magic or anything?
You can do an investigation on it, or nature.
Look around in the area of this section of the mine and see what I can see.
It's essentially an entry section, and it's very dim for you guys. But you do eventually catch up to Cayenne, and there's 3 paths that basically 1 straight ahead and 2 that curve off to the sides.
That's right.
17.
17? You look at it a little bit, and you poke into it. It's not whatever they create. It seems like it's some sort of magical nature.
So, dark vision, 60 feet. Are these lanterns kind of screwing with that a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, oh, blindness.
Yeah, you look directly at one, and it's like looking into the sun.
Put my goggles on.
That would suck.
So, looking around, mostly at the floor, but a little bit on the walls, and a little bit on, like, surrounding structures inside the mine, can I tell if there is any kind of sign, like offal or feces or anything that the bullet has left behind that can lead us to where it is? If you want a nature, that is something I can.
Sure, nature. If you want, you can roll a nature 2. Cayenne, you can roll a nature 2.
Alright, so that's a 17 then.
17.
19.
You guys don't really see any signs of the actual bullet, except for past where the lights are. So you're on this side of the light, you see on the other side of the light, you do see some deep gashes, but you do see dried blood, like something was basically hit by like a rhino, and you can see a couple of specks of meat along one of the stone wall faces.
I'm gonna approach this and I'm gonna sniff at it. Hopefully it doesn't smell like Jerry can.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead. Survival.
That is gonna be a 15.
A 15? Okay. It doesn't smell like jerry can, it smells like something else. You can do it in something if you want.
I'm I'm just basically looking around the area to see if I can see, like, what direction would be the best direction to do, just to walk off in, I guess.
As Cayenne does.
Yep.
I'm going this way.
You people are all stupid. I'm going away from you.
You can do a nature.
14.
14. You head off to the left route, and you're just kind of dragging the cow along. And you guys can hear which way she went because of the cards. And an occasional squeak of a wheel.
You know, I don't think it's such a good idea for us to split up like this. We're kind of out of our element here, and we're kind of on this thing's. This thing has its own advantage against us right now.
Kind of out of our element. Not way the fuck out of it.
As you yell, you hear your voice echo.
Probably not a good idea. I did my part. Not on my element. Now, if you ask me to, like, I don't know, fight this thing, that'd be out of my element.
So, are you guys going to try and catch up with Cayenne?
Yep.
Okay.
Augie is.
At what point in time do we leave the cop behind?
You didn't bring the cart. You just brought your supplies you needed.
And the horse. Or
And the cow. You have the supplies you're carrying. Augie just stopped at the cart to resupply.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So at what point in time do we arm Kamikaze?
Probably when we get to an area that would make the most sense to deal with this threat.
And as you kind of stop for a minute to get your bearings, they catch up again. You can see the soft glow from Nikolai's little engine.
How far out can I see with my dark vision?
There's still torches.
Torches.
There's still the lanterns, but they're a little bit less bright here.
Okay.
So how are we supposed to find this thing?
The blood.
The blood? Oh, that's right.
You can do another nature.
So we're supposed to have it come to us.
That would be a 24.
24.
24. You both kind of circle around the area, ignoring your siblings, and you guys both stop at the same spot, and you see basically a very grim scene that would make you happy. It looked like a guard had basically fallen here, and the bullet basically smashed its entire upper half into the ground. You can see like the indent of where the upper half was, and blood splatter outward.
Yikes.
Like, what bits of meat is there to feed to the spores?
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead and roll a survival on that.
does the card have anything useful?
No, there's no body there. You can just see the
That's a
actual
1.
indent. A 1?
Mm-hmm.
Scav, can you do a reflex for me, please? What was that? A 1?
One.
Oh, fuck.
You go to take out your jar to collect some samples, and you're distracted by the noise, and you accidentally drop the jar. And Scab goes to grab it and actually bumps it, but it keeps it from shattering, and you can just hear it roll much further into the cave.
I will take off at a gallop to go get it.
Okay.
Cayenne, wait! But I'm probably... We probably shouldn't split up too far apart.
And you can see where she's going somewhat because of the your dark vision.
I'm gonna try and alert her to whatever she might be like bumping into.
You go in and you go searching for it. You're gonna help her.
Yeah.
Okay. You can do a survival. It's just straight survival because he's helping, but you can't see very well.
14.
14. You do find your jar. Your hoof bumps into it, and you pause for a moment. And you can just reach down and just pick it up.
Do that and strap it back on.
and occasionally you do hear the off sound in the cave. You don't know what's making the noise. An occasional gust of wind brushes past you guys from somewhere.
Spooky things making spooky noises.
Bullet fart.
I'm just moving along slowly, just kind of looking at whatever I can see.
You can just hear the sounds of his contraption moving along.
Definitely,
Nikolai.
Yeah?
How do you arm this thing?
Oh, I explained to you how to do it.
You just pull the thing out of the pin slot, and you can attach a string to it to basically extend it for
You
range.
set the time on the clock for how long you want it to go before it blows up, and then you pull this pin out, and then
Run like hell.
it doesn't blow up like the bombs we made earlier. There's no fire.
What?
Yeah, it's interesting. So what it does is it like all this stuff comes out of the cow, like shrapnel and stuff. It just goes at great force.
Oh fuck.
That's not reassuring at all.
No, it is not.
Oh god.
Hey, Nikolai, do an intelligence check for me.
Okay. Eesh. 11.
11, you're like, we should be fine.
Uh-oh.
That's what comes to your mind is we should be fine. So, you gonna head deeper with Scav? He's actually not making any noise. He's being rather quiet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay. You head quite a bit deeper into the cave, and you guys are slowly following behind because it's the blind leading the blind, more or less.
I would probably take the lead since I probably have the best chance of seeing in the darkness.
And as you go deeper, the lights get dimmer and dimmer, and eventually you can put your goggles up. Go and do a nature, both of you.
Sorry.
You're okay. Dice sound.
22.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You find a path that goes off in a different direction, and you hear what sounds like dripping water. And you head into this area, and you immediately spot it, and you get excited, and you immediately start hitting your sister. And you see this odd sight. You see this mushroom there, and its cap is just giving off a soft glow. And it's just scooping up water from like a little, where a stalactite is dripping and just washing itself off. And it sees you and it just freezes for a moment. And then tucks its arm in and tries to act like a mushroom.
You're fine. We're not here to hurt you. It's okay.
Can you talk to that thing?
It's what I'm trying to do right now.
Roll a nature.
I was told about mushroom folk. 24.
24. It looks over at you very cautiously and lets its arms out, and you see its big eyes open up.
I'll take off my jar and show it to the mushroom.
The
We're not here
mushroom
to hurt you.
looks at you, walks over. It bumps its head into the jar, and you see its head just illuminate super bright. Like, illuminating the entire area. And it looks in the jar. You can roll another nature.
20. Modified
20?
20.
The mushroom looks at you, and you can try to talk to it.
We're just here to help with a big problem.
End pipes.
And the mushroom looks perplexed at this concept of a big problem.
The big chompy thing that
It-
hurt people.
It still looks perplexed at this.
Mm.
And it kind of motions to a corner, and you see the corpse of a person there where it's made its home.
Saying it's not a problem for me.
It's a home for me.
Just, I'm as perplexed about this mushroom folk as it is about me.
You can do a nature. Scab's like, what? Do you mean nature?
That's a 16.
Scab, you could possibly have the idea in your head that you can try and invite it along to provide light for Cayenne.
Cayenne, you have ways of speaking with spores and such and mushrooms, right? Perhaps you can convince this this thing to come along. It could provide extra light, and it might be helpful.
To roll a nature.
I'm going to try to convince it to come along with us. With a 21.
21. It kind of looks at you, not really understanding, and thunks the glass trying to get to some of the food.
Oh! Reach into my pouch and get out a decent bit of some of the dried meats and stuff that I have that's not, like, seasoned heavily.
And it takes it in its little itty-bitty hands, just starts like what looks like chewing on it, and it just, you kind of feel it go up along your hand and your arm, along the back of your neck, and just on top of your head. And she has like this mushroom that's kind of gangly with like this large caps and on her head providing light.
It's the weirdest Miner hat ever.
So I look like I have an angler lure on my head now.
Yes,
Okay.
but it's a mushroom that's eating turkey.
Looks
But
like
he's
you made
great
a
at
new
parties.
friend.
He's a real fun guy.
Honestly, it's actually really cool. No,
And-
that's actually awesome.
And eventually you guys wander back up this trail area, and you guys meet up with Scab and Cayenne, and the first thing you spot is like this umbrella of glowingness above her head.
Did you find
That's
a
cool.
friend?
Cayenne certainly made a friend indeed, it looks like.
It eats jerky.
It eats jerky. I don't know why, but the way you said that was adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, can I search that corpse before I leave though?
You may do that. I will let you do that.
Because it might have something useful, information. And that would be great. What do you want me to roll for that? Investigation?
Mm-hmm.
So 18.
18. You investigate the body. It's a dead dwarf, and you can see that some sort of thing caught it in mid-thigh and basically lacerated from the mid-thigh all the way up through the pelvic area, all the way up through the chest, and all the way through the head. Just split it clean open.
Well,
Mid thigh to head. So this thing is huge.
I'm gonna take one of the vials and scoop up what I can into there. I'm like, it might be useful.
Okay. Add to your pack dead mushroom dwarf goop. The weirdest kind of soup ever.
Put that on a shit.
Just a bowl of soup with
Dead
mushroom
dwarf goop.
goop.
Dead dwarf
Mushroom goop soup.
Yeah. This special.
Mushroom dwarf soup.
So,
Now I just see a mushroom bursting out of somebody's chest singing "Hello, my baby."
Hello, my baby. Hello, my dog. Hello, my ragtime.
so as you are standing there, you hear a grumble that seems to echo throughout the entire cave system.
Grumble.
And we're out, chase the grumble.
You see Augie pull out the hammer, but the noise seems to be all around you.
Oh. I can't chase a grumble, it's all around me, never mind.
I'm gonna look around the room.
Okay.
Do I see anything?
No.
Do I feel or smell anything?
Do a survival.
Probably not. That's a 10.
No. You just smell and hear your siblings.
You don't smell jerrycan?
Do I smell jerry can?
Mm-mm. The mushroom kind of hunkers down onto your head and almost looks like a hat now.
Okay.
That doesn't bode well.
And the top part of it opens up and you just see these two black eyes staring out.
Okie doke.
Okie doke.
It gets weirder as we keep going.
Like, how loud was this grumble?
It's almost like if Augie was starving.
Oh.
So loud.
Bad grumble.
Very loud, probably.
But not as loud as if Cayenne was hungry.
So we put this known blood on the cow now?
Yeah.
You guys can do a nature.
Blood.
22.
22.
Wow. Odd. Second time you guys have done that. You guys stop Augie and you guys should conclude that you should probably head much deeper in.
Okay.
And you guys can do investigations as you go along.
Okay.
You don't have any disadvantage because you have a light now.
Well, I can't see in the dark either.
Yours would be at
Except my
disadvantage.
homunculus can see in the dark.
19.
As
That's
a
your
modified,
homunculus.
Modified 20.
Modified 7. Take that.
So you want me to roll disadvantage then?
Yes.
But couldn't I communicate with my homunculus to know what he's seeing?
You could ask. But I don't know how well it's going to communicate back because it's a praying mantis.
Yeah. Well, it can speak or it says it can understand the languages I speak.
It can understand.
Which means you can give it commands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Augie, are you rolling or are you not even going to try?
Well, these guys seem to have things well in hand, and I hate to say that.
Unfortunately,
So,
my natural 20 goes to
I'll roll, but
What'd you get?
okay, that's a 12.
Modified investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a 24.
Okay.
It was a natural 20. But going with this one.
What'd you get, Augie?
That'd be a 12.
12. You guys don't really see anything, but you do see a few more paths trailing off in directions. You see one goes directly up to the left, seems to go curving for around a bend you can't see. Another off at like a 25-degree angle, and it seems to go straight down. Then another one that goes ahead and it kind of curves down at an angle. Then you see one off to the right that seems to go up and then curves around where you don't know where it goes.
Hey, Augie.
Mm-hmm.
Can you carry me in my spear? I need to fix something.
Alright, just lean down, pick up Nikolai and his ball. Where am I taking you?
No, just carry me. So I can work on something.
Fine.
Thank you.
She puts the ball on her pack with the handle that she
Yep.
that she and Nikolai worked out.
Did any of us try to get a map for any of this?
They don't have a map, apparently. I asked.
Brilliant.
Well, they have a map, but it's the only one available.
So,
Augie is going to start marking hallways then, if we don't have a map out of here.
You see Augie walk over, just make an arrow pointing in the direction, carving it into the stone.
can Augie see in the dark?
Let me double check. I don't think I can.
I
Can
don't
Mongo
think-
see in the dark?
Yep. Dark vision, 60 feet.
Yep.
Dark vision, 60 feet.
You're having
And
to.
I cannot.
You're seeing a lot better. Well, she can now.
Well, yeah. I cannot.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted Augie to carry me, so I can use my infusions to make my praying mantis glow.
Okay.
In heaven. Sit on my head.
You realize
Oh, you
I
made a
gave you
praying
I gave
mantis,
you a
not a
hand
firefly.
lantern. You
Yeah.
should still have a hand lantern.
Yeah, that requires
And
me to hold it.
as she is asked if she can see in the dark, she explains that the darkness of a cave is very different than the darkness of the ocean.
So I guess that's no.
That would be a no.
All right, I'll do something for her, for Augie too.
Do you need
So-
hand lanterns? I still have them.
So, you two decide on a direction to head through, and you head much deeper. It's getting a lot cooler now to you guys as you head deeper into the cave. And eventually you come to a small enclave area.
I'm gonna look around. What do I see?
You see a workbench with various things on it. You see an overturned chair.
Yeah, Augie, do you have a helmet or something?
She donks on the side of her
Wow.
helmet that has a fucking rhino tusk on it.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, the one I'm wearing.
Yes, thank you. I didn't know that you had a
Might as well
helmet.
look around too.
It's the helmet that
Go
she
ahead,
always
investigation.
wears when we're
I
in
didn't-
for a fight.
Are you looking for anything?
This was Nathan asking, not.
I'm looking
Nikolai.
around the
Oh,
area to see
gotcha.
if this will make a good place to make a little base of operations for this.
19.
19? Go ahead and do an investigation. You look around a little bit, Mongo, and you check the top of the table, climbing up on the chair after you put it back.
23.
You do find you find some spilt ink, a scroll, a candle that's been snuffed out, and you see a jar that's kind of on the side, and it's got liquid in it with a cap on it. What catches your attention is there's runes along the top part of the cap.
I try to decipher runes.
Go ahead and do a check.
So the horn that's on her helmet's like on top of her head, like going out like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
after
thought it was on her nose.
Yeah, it's on your nose, like a rhino horn.
so
Okay.
it's kind of up like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, like a rhino horn.
Okay.
on
All
on
right.
her
So
nose.
there's a tip that's like above her head and in front of her.
She
Yeah.
has a snout.
Okay.
It's at the tip of her snout.
But the horn is
Yes.
like above her head, but
Yeah.
in front of her. Okay. Cool. All right.
23.
I know what I want to do.
Okay. You investigate it, and it doesn't really mean anything to you, but as you swirl the liquid in your paws, trying to decipher what's going on, you can see almost like arcane runes inside of this.
What the fuck?
Was it 23, by the way?
This would make a good little place to stay, but you do see signs of like there was some sort of conflict here. You do a further investigation, and you see that one of the walls has been completely scorched. You see like an indent, and you see cracks, and you just see a flame scorch outward.
It looks like a bit of a battle happened here. Look at this. And I point, and I'll point it out to everybody so they can see exactly what I'm looking at, and I try to like explain how it looks like some sort of fire happened. Whether it was magical or not, no idea.
You want to roll an Arcana?
Sure.
Not even paying attention, working on the two things. Real quick. Give me an Augie light.
Yeah, you see he's detached your horn and gone back to his little sphere.
Hey, I need that.
You'll get it
For
back.
poking people.
11.
Back.
Huh?
11.
11?
I told you not to touch my things.
You go over to the scorch mark on the wall, and you can barely reach up and touch it with
Do
the
you
tip of
want
your
light, Augie?
fingies. And it feels magical in nature.
I want light, right?
Light. I mean, yes.
Okay, then can I give
But
you
not at
light?
the expense of you blowing up my
Just
things.
holding on to
I'm
the
not gonna
cow
blow
and
anything up.
feeding it every
This
now
doesn't
and then.
blow
and
up.
Also feeding the mushroom on my head.
It can't
And
blow
my
up.
spores in my jar.
You guys are going about your investigation, and you hear a very faint fart sound. And you guys look over in the direction, and it's coming from the cow.
Brilliant.
And then you just smell that familiar cow fart smell.
So pure methane. Got it.
This room might make for a good little setup to stay at here in the mines while we deal with the situation, but we're gonna have to clean it up a bit first.
Somebody's already tried to blow this up.
Why do we need to clean up an area that's mostly dirt and stone?
Well, I mean, look
We're
at the
just here to
clutter.
kill something.
You can do another investigation for my manga.
About how
10.
wide is this room, by the way?
It's probably about 5 by 5. It's like a little enclave, essentially. What was that?
10.
10? You go back and you start looking through the mess of things, and you look at the chair, and you see the chair was violently knocked over from where it was. And you pause for a moment, and you pull something from the chair, and you can see it's a piece of possibly an outfit of some sort.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Did we bring that drawing with? The drawing of Jay, Ken? Or did she
I
take
didn't.
that with?
It's attached to your contract.
I check to see if that cloth maybe matches what he was possibly wearing.
You can do investigation.
I want to smell around. Do I smell the scent of jerry can?
Now that he's prompted that,
No.
yeah, you can do that on a survival.
That's an 8.
An 8, it doesn't really line up, and you have that weird potion
That would be a 19.
with the arcane runes floating in it. What was that?
19.
You see Scav for once just kind of pause and stop moving, and you do smell like there was possibly jerry can here, leading much deeper into the cave.
Jerry can's been around here, but he's gone deeper.
Dan, you can do a survival for me.
How much time do you think we have?
15.
15?
Pardon me.
The group?
You see Cayenne kind of moving about, doing her own investigation as Cayenne does. You do see where the assumed struggle happened, and you kind of look at the dirt without trying to disturb it a bit, and you can see like some blood trail heading deeper into the cave, and you can see fragments of unidentified stuff where the explosion was. Like something was blown off of something, or possibly damaged by something.
Looks like someone tried to explode something down here before and it just went to shit.
Yeah, that's kind
But
of what I'm
we
worried
need
about.
to go this way. And with that word, I'll walk off.
It's just
Again.
Hold on.
She's
hold
right.
on.
You just hear the cards as she heads off in that direction.
I was gonna try to identify this.
Centaurs are impatient, they don't wait.
I will sit with Mongo, and if you think you could find something, I'll stay
It'll
with you.
take an hour.
Yeah, it's gonna take quite a bit of time. If I stop and do this, we will lose the others. I take the scroll,
Might,
head off.
I guess take it with.
Yeah, so you have the unknown rune potion that feels very heavy to you. And you have the scroll. Ruined scrolls, essentially, because they had ink spilled all over them.
So, is there a way I could maybe use my magical tinkering to make her horn light up so that she can turn it off and on?
I want you to roll a Arcana at disadvantage and a Tinkering at disadvantage.
Okay. Oosh. That could be very good. Oosh. Please. Oh, God.
Oh my god, how bad is this going to be?
Fuck. The Arcana at disadvantage is a 9. And the tinkering at disadvantage was a 7.
A 7? You dig around your pack a little bit, and you can't quite get the horn to function the way you want.
Yeah, that was weird.
So you reattach it. Which,
The computer just turned off.
We lost Kelly.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I know why.
Why? But that's this computer.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll jump to you guys. You kind of are linked up between the both groups right now, and yeah, you move ahead, and you're just kind of following what little bit of the blood trail you can. You can do another survival for me. And are you trying to catch up too? Okay.
23.
23. You see the blood trail kind of stop a little bit, and you can see where possibly something was dragged a little bit, and then you kind of follow the blood trail and it hits a wall, and you can see somebody was possibly dragged along the wall and back down.
21.
21. You catch up to her and you kind of see what she's investigating, and you put two and two together and come to the same conclusion. You kind of start feeling that pit in your stomach, like, oh no,
Do I smell jerry can?
it's going this direction.
Things aren't looking very good.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of try to get the horn functional, but you end up just taking a lantern that Scab had given you and attach it to the top of her head.
Oh.
And you can pull the thing to open and close it a little bit to change the brightness.
But it's nicely attached.
Yeah,
Okay.
you use some you kind of jerry rig it to stay there in place.
Okay. And was I able to infuse my homunculus with the light for myself?
Its eyeballs glow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So if it sits on my head, I have 5 foot of radius of light.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, you're kind of putting two and two together that this didn't go well.
Hmm.
You gonna carry on?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll nature for me as you guys carry on. And you're just kind of catching up to them, and they're not really sharing what they're piecing together.
Oh, I've been telling them.
Oh yeah, so you know exactly what's going on.
Oh
in
god.
24, by the way.
24,
I got a 14.
14. You head deeper, and you get to an open area, and there's a large pool of water middle and several stalactites kind of coming down towards the middle of it. And the trail kind of curves around going off to almost like a not to the left side, but kind of to the 11 o'clock-ish around the circle.
Is it just like one way in, one way out, pretty much?
Yeah.
How large is this area?
Oh, it's at least like 60 feet around easily.
This could make for a good standpoint for a battle, if we need to.
But there's a large pool of water in the middle. The pathway is probably at least 20 feet on each side.
A possible point that we might be able to fight this thing if we need to. What do you think?
I don't want to stand
I'm
and
gonna
fight it. I want to blow it up with a
investigate the
cow.
area to see if I see any scratchings from the bullet or any, like, basically mining holes or any signs if it's passed through here.
Okay. Go ahead and do a nature. What are you gonna do?
I'll probably do something along the lines of something similar. If not, like any scraping, see if like any signs of jerry can or any signs of like footprints or anything like that.
You can do a survival.
Modified 20.
Modified 20. Okay.
That would be a 19.
19. You're carrying along, and you can see a few signs of struggle in here and there. You guys kind of come to the same area, and you see like where there was stalactites coming up. And you see the ones dripping down onto this area where one was broken off, and you kind of something catches your look, and you reach down and you pick up something, and it's looks like a tiny little finger. Like it was impacted and completely just ground off of from whatever it was attached to.
I'm gonna sniff at it.
Okay, roll survival for me.
That's a 12.
A 12?
Yep.
It's mostly mixed with the water smell, that stalactite, watery type of smell, but you do pick up jerry can off of it.
Oh, fuck.
I think we found a pot of jerry can.
I hope it's all that we find of him, not attached.
Let's hope so.
Oh, fuck.
You guys gonna head further?
Yeah.
The cow is just sitting there drinking the water.
This poor cow.
Going where no cow has gone before.
It has no idea.
Am I going to Valhalla? Is this the great green pastures they mentioned? Doesn't look very green.
Giving is like every here and there, giving it non-toxic, just feel-good herbs to munch on.
Here, eat these. So you guys can go ahead and roll another nature for me. I know they're getting a little excessive, but it's just for navigation
Alright, I'll
purposes.
fucking take it. Natural 20.
14.
14. The scab takes the lead a bit, and you come to an area where there's multiple paths again, and it's kind of hard to figure out which direction to go. But Scab, you instantly are like right down the middle, and you start heading down the middle, and you see that there was essentially a new area broken open, which was this way down, and you see part of it's actually caved in, and it's a bit more narrow than the other paths, where the other ones have been carved outward. This one's slightly smaller. And you just stop dead in your tracks because you just see, like, cave in. You can see long decaying bodies. It looks like a massacre through here. To put in perspective, and to use a really old call-out, the hallway scene from Metal Gear Solid.
Wow.
And you guys eventually do catch up to Scav.
I think we might have found our Boulette's lair.
Oh, God.
Hey, Kelly, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
We have a Kelly again!
Welcome back.
And you have
I
a
was
lantern.
being quiet so that I wasn't interrupting.
And you have a lantern basically affixed to the top of your head.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did hear that part.
The proper tinkering did not work right.
And you have a
But
little
it's
cord.
nicely attached to the top of the
And you have a little cord you can pull on it to make it brighter or dimmer.
Now, what does she have to roll to keep from going cross-eyed?
It's like right on top of her head.
So both of you look like anglerfish.
It looks more like she has a siren on top of her head.
I'll make it better later, Augie. It's too much. It's too dark in here. I couldn't get it right. Sorry.
But yeah, this path does head much, much deeper down.
I'll explain this to the group that I think we might have found this thing's lair.
Okay.
And
you kind of look over and the cow is just chewing on what's left of an arm, thinking it's like grass or something.
Ew.
Oh, good. Zombie
Chewing,
cow.
I think you mean gumming.
Yeah, basically.
You say it has no teeth.
It has no teeth. It's just gumming at like this limb that it just dragged out of some rubble.
I must figure out why the computer just shut off.
Not right now.
I know.
Vampire cow. Wonderful.
No, more terrifying. Vampire kobolds.
very carefully and stealthily
Roll stealth
lead
for
the
me.
way.
And a nature. Are you gonna just swallow, not carry? Oh wait.
Basically, just gonna just walk like normal.
Roll a nature.
So. Oh, fucking brilliant.
Can't be quiet anyway. Got cards in the spokes, remember?
Yeah.
So 15.
Sorry, everybody.
What was that?
That was double natural ones.
Holy shit!
You were rolling with advantage and you got double ones?
Oh, it was with advantage?
No, there was no
Oh, I
advantage.
was like,
Oh,
why
yeah,
you-
no,
why you rolled
it's double natural ones.
So you see Scav going up ahead, and you hear him yell out an obscenity in Augie style as he kicks a rock, and you hear it clatter down into some opening, and he's stumbling after to try and stop this rock, and slides, and you catch a glimpse of him as he just goes disappearing down, and you slide down a steep hole. Well, basically a ramp type area, embankment, and you stumble and tumble and go down with all these rocks and everything. It suddenly feels very warm to you as you hit the ground and you slide, and you're in this large area, and it goes off in different directions, and you can see all these different pieces of like bodies here and there, and you hear that loud grumble from some direction.
Oh, this is not good.
And a rock comes tumbling down past you, and you look over at it, and it's not a rock, it's what's left of a head.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Is a word.
That's an oh shit.
Oh, this is fear. This is his greatest fear. Being alone.
And you quickly look over and you look up, and it's a good 60 feet back up to where you came from. Do you follow? You get to the opening, you don't stumble down, but you can see the 45 degrees, possibly 60 degrees going straight down, and you see him at the very bottom of this.
Just point looking up.
Barely.
Just...
I'll bring the cow in with me.
You did?
Yep.
Can you roll a athletics for me? Oh god, I gotta roll something for the cow.
Cow didn't go down the hole?
She took it with.
Oh, fuck.
It's tied to me. That's how I lead it around. It's tied to me. What the heck?
Oh, that was bad. Double one.
That's an 11.
11?
Survival.
And I want you to make a
You had something to
sleight of
say.
hand for me.
One.
Outside
Oh,
of the
yes.
sorry.
This is going to be glorious.
Oh no!
Why do you want to see your party die?
I don't. I just revel in the chaos you guys cause. So you're sitting there, Scav, and you suddenly hear the speeding up of the spokes. And you instantly start to panic. And you jump out of the way, and Cayenne comes to a dead stop and slide where you're at. And then you see the cow just coming down the embankment at full speed, faster than you've seen Nikolai go at. And you see her try to reach back and grab the rope, and it just goes zooming right past.
Oh.
And it hits a rock, and you see the cow just go tumbling over and over and over.
Poor guy, we're killing the thing, so I guess.
And it lands upward. But this poor cow has suffered. Oh, it doesn't have many hit points left in its life.
Did it have a heart attack?
Done to this poor cow.
While the cow is standing upright because of the contraption it's strapped into, it is dead now.
Oh.
Oh shit!
So it's like just a statue of a dead cow.
With a bomb attached to it.
Oh
Yep.
god.
And the rest of you are at the top, and you see a glimpse of this from the sparks shooting off the armor that it's wearing.
Little bit of fear. Is it okay?
You don't know.
No, I mean, like, is the thing going to go off?
You don't know.
I designed it.
You have to go investigate it. The thing just took a tumble.
Shit. All right, everybody stand away from it. I'll make sure it's okay.
You're at the top of the embankment
Oh,
still.
yeah.
Are you going to roll down?
Oh, yeah, I'll go down.
Oh, wait, you're attached to Augie, so no. Augie has to go down.
Okay.
Augie is gonna go down.
Roll an athletics there, Augie.
Cayenne's just gonna go over to the cow like nothing happened and
Jesus.
tie it back to her and just impatiently wait for the rest of everyone else.
I'm gonna look
That's a
around and make sure
9.
nothing's around.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Are you going to go down, Mungo? Roll
After I
acrobatics.
kind
Oh,
of-
That's
God.
an 8!
Are we all going to die here?
Oh my god, don't tell
Was
me.
that a 1?
Yep.
So, Augie, as you go down, Mongo, you're standing up there. You're waiting for the rest of them to go down. You see, for some reason, Nikolai tries to detach towards the bottom. And he doesn't stick the landing on his thing, and it goes zooming forward and hits a rock. And you just hear the explosion of his contraption as it goes off into 2 directions. And he's in his seat attached to it. And it goes head over kettle, and you're holding onto the straps of the seat. And it lands smack dab into the dirt. Like an ejector seat.
Oh, we don't have to find the bullet. We'll kill ourselves.
She's broken.
Oh God, he's gonna be inconsolable.
Are you going to go down now, Mongo? You can choose athletics or acrobatics.
I'm like trying to reach for it while strapped to the seat.
It's just a machine. You can repair it.
That's what I want to do. Don't touch the cow.
It's already tied to me, dummy.
Well, don't touch it.
Roll,
Acrobatics.
roll tinkering. Yeah.
I have proficiency if it helps.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to die.
I'm gonna take, as soon as I hear this come from Nikolai, I'm gonna take a couple steps away from Cayenne and the cow.
Do you help Nikolai?
I'll help
I'm
him.
trying to get out of
Roll. You can roll a tinkering with
panicking, trying to
advantage.
get out of the chair.
What do you want me to roll to help him spot pieces?
He's rolling a tinkering
What am I rolling, Tinker?
to get free.
Oh, the chair. Okay.
Fuck! Did you just roll a 1?
What the hell is going on here, guys?
No. No.
11.
11. You get free and you run over to check the cow real quick.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the cow because I need to make sure it's not going to just explode.
And you
kill
quickly
my cow.
climb up to the little side you can get up there. Everything is actually intact still.
Okay. Whew. Okay, good.
You kind of test it a little bit, and you're gonna, instead of you being able to pull the latch to release the timer,
Mhm.
Augie's gonna have to pull it more than likely.
Oh, so it's stuck in a good way.
Yeah. What was that? Oh, I can't wait.
Oh my god. We all fell down the fucking hole.
Yep. Augie, you're sitting there on your ass. And
This
you,
is a goddamn cartoon.
that's it. I'm playing the Corky music.
We just Benny Hill down the fucking.
And you hear almost like someone grabbed a cat and spun it by its tail. As you look back and you see Mongo head over tail going down this ravine, goes flying through the air. Oh boy. Let's see the damage. Poor Mongo's like, I don't want to roll. See what happens when you jinx yourself? And you come crashing down and you feel a sudden sharp pain right in the area between your thigh and your hip. And you take 12 points of
Oh
damage.
shit!
And Augie, you look over and you're like, oh god, as you see a piece of sharp rock sticking out the back of Mongo with his robe just cut through.
Oh. Ow.
I thought you weren't trying to kill us.
No, no,
We're
no.
kind of killing ourselves right
12, you said?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So in a panic, the cow's okay, or the bomb's okay.
You look back at the cow, Cayenne, and where there's a cow face, just flat bone and meat painting.
And I go find my machine parts.
They're everywhere. It looks like a plane crashed into the ground. And you hear that grumble all around you. Mongo, your ears are ringing from, and then suddenly it comes clear, and you try to move, and you can't move, and you look down at the injury, and the pain just hits you like a gut punch.
I cry.
Yeah, and I just plop down and cry.
Augie, you see Mongo, you hear Mongo crying.
I'm gonna look around. I'm more concerned with what's making
I
this
lost
noise.
over half my hit points. I'm crying.
It's all broken.
What are you doing, Diane? Now that the party's in disarray.
I'm glaring at Nikolai because he cares more about a machine than his injured brother at the moment.
I didn't know that happened.
He doesn't know that happened. Scab, do an investigation for me. Nikolai, if you would like to, you can also do an investigation.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Let's hope something good comes out.
Not very good. All right, this
You're
is
just-
going in the box.
You're just crying.
Investigation.
Augie, you're within range, and you see what happened to poor little Mongo.
It's a 9.
I tried to
nine?
check on Humphrey.
Humphrey?
I'm.
The hat is just laying over and goes, Humph.
I assume that was a bad hump.
Oh, yeah, it does just. And someone hits you in the face, and it's a bit of a sulfury smell, and then the warmth of the area hits you.
Oh, I hate this.
And you can feel like, you try to move a little bit, and you just feel blood coming out of the wound. Like you wet yourself, and you just relax on it, and the blood stops coming out.
I try to stay there so that way I don't bleed to death.
Augie is going to immediately run over there and just say, Mongo, stay still!
Yeah.
And Scab, you hear this, and you quickly reach over and smack Nikolai. And Nikolai, you look over, and you see the state that Mongo's in.
Oh shit!
And you all gather, you two go over to Mongo, and you can see this stalactite sticking about that far out of him.
Ow!
What are you doing, Cayenne?
I will attempt to gingerly remove Mongo from the stalactite so that I can try to use cure wounds on him.
Alright,
Can we help with medicine to make sure like arteries don't come like?
you
broken
can
and
roll
shit?
with advantage on your
I
medicine.
would certainly try to help.
Yeah.
I'm crying.
Question?
Yes?
I'm
Would
sorry,
Augie have the
Mongo.
necessary understanding of wounds to understand you don't remove the object until you are ready to do surgery.
You do have that basic understanding, but you also know that your sister's very good with dealing with these things.
Yes.
Okay.
You've got advantage.
Yeah.
You rolled twice, right?
You roll twice, take the higher.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'd be like helping her, put pressure on the wound as we're lifting the thing
12.
out, kind of thing.
12. You can also roll for. You can also do your cure wound spell. You feel your family gather around you, which is reassuring as you're crying like a baby, and you're suddenly just lifted off this
11 on cure wounds.
11, and you see Cayenne put her hand into the actual wound on both sides, almost like sandwiching it, and suddenly the pain just goes away, and there's a glow. A soft glow there, and you can feel something happen, and you move your hands a little bit, and you can see almost like it's green like vines as the muscle and tissue reattach and changes color into Mongo flesh color as it all begins to mend together, and you see the skin just closing shut, and eventually you can move your leg again, Mongo, but you're still a little bit lightheaded from the blood loss and trauma.
Yeah.
And you look at the hole in your robes.
Well, that I can fix.
And as you guys begin to gather yourselves, you see dust unsettle a little bit. And unironically, I've designed a boss arena.
I made Humphrey to me.
And you see this formidable shadow coming towards you as the dust shakes loose and you can feel water dripping, and it puts down a massive foot and the ground shakes a little bit. And yeah, you have your first glimpse of the bullet, and that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh shit.
I hope your mending can fix his machine, cause
Probably not.
this is gonna be bad.
And with that, we are done for tonight's session. Next session,
Cliffhanger.
we are going right into combat again.
Next session, we die. Woo!
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe your guys' rolls at the end there.
Jesus,
The fuck did so many of us roll
Like,
ones?
holy shit, double ones.
Double ones.
It's not like it was a fucking door.
There
No.
you go, people. Proof that this dice is not loaded. It fucked me
Prove my
tonight.
dice don't like me.
I can't believe that fucking mess.
Everybody fell down the hole.
Now, when you say
Yeah.
that fucking mess, do you mean our plan or us just trying to get down the fucking hole?
Yes.
Get down the hole.
Okay, that makes sense.
So,
the poor
both.
cow.
With that, we are done with tonight's session. We would like to thank everybody for taking a seat in the tavern,
Definitely.
enjoying the chaos along with us. I'm sure next week is going to be even more of a drinking shit show. Until then, once again, you can join us on our Discord. The link has been updated to chat with us in our off time. And yeah, support our artist, your local comic book shop, and we are calling it a night. Everybody, you can say goodnight.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hey, share it with
Cheers.
everybody. Share it
Like,
with your
subscribe,
friends.
share
Share
it,
it with your
yes.
family. Yeah.
Leave
Yeah.
nice comments.
Yes, comments.
Yes, comments, please.
Comments and feedback.
Have a good night.